All right, guys, I'm starting up a little early here because I cannot hear any audio. Now I can. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Something's going on. Oh, I know. So you guys can hear me. I just can't hear anything coming out of my audio system, any my speakers or anything. So that's weird. So like right now, I can probably hear myself now. I don't know. Maybe not. Nope. So this is going to be annoying. If we expect to have guests tonight and do a show. This happened last time. I don't really know what is going on with this. It just doesn't seem to. Maybe it's something with voice mod is jacking up. Doesn't seem to be outputting anything to the headphones. So that's in and of itself odd. So I don't understand. Yeah, that's the problem is that it's not putting anything out. Reset. All right, got all that. Ah, man. Too many different things going on here, guys. Just too many different things. Just don't know why it's we're not getting anything pumped out to the headphones. Why that is muted. That is a serious problem. Let's try that. Does that get me anywhere? Still no. Still nothing. Microphone and everything is working, but nothing is working. No audio in the studio. What the fuck is going on here? Fucking crazy. Let's see. Make sure that I got this set. Won't be doing a lot of guest hosting if I can't hear anybody tonight. It did this last show too, and I ended up, I forget what I ended up doing, but it was something. The thing is that the audio. Let me just do this. Let me kill this. Let me maybe it's a problem with voice mod. Maybe there's something going on with voice mod because I've got everything else is fucking working. So let's do this. Let's do that. Let's just kill voice mod. All right. All right, that's done. All right. So now let's take I got the X. All right. So now let's see. Go to the stream deck. Let's do this. Now let's see what we got. Let's sound is good. Yeah, so the sound, my sound is working fine. The problem is the sound coming back in the studio to the audio, right? So if I'm playing, like if I'm going to play some, try and play some music here. So let's try and play some music. So I ought to be able to hear that through my audio, right? But I can't. I can't hear any. There's no audio. So it ought to be. We ought to be picking up plenty of sound here. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can't hear it. So let's test the speaker. All right, so my speaker. There's a problem. All right, so let's go here. All right, so for some reason I'm muted. So there we go. All right, got that. Stop that test. Close that. Play this. See if we get anything here. Because we should be getting audio. But I'm not. So it's a problem. Now I'm getting audio out, but I'm not getting audio from Talk Studio. So this is quite annoying. So I should be hearing this. Oh, wait, here we go. I don't give a fuck. There we go. That sound. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. All right, now let's see if we can get everything back with that. I don't give a fuck. All right, perfect. Now let's see if we can get the rest of this bullshit working. Where it's supposed to be. Now, play one more. All right, cool. I think we got it. Fucking A. All right, now we can have a show. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see everyone. Sorry we had such technical fucking difficulties on the way in. Good to see everyone. Let's scroll up, and we're going to go down. I'm Mega Goof, I guess. Was in first. We have Insane Wheels, Mikey Balls up in the house. Kinetic Kel in the house. Yes, Kel, I actually do stream on Saturday nights. I always stream on Saturday nights, actually. Screaming Beagle guy was in the third. I'm a God rolled in. What's up, I'm a God? Good to see you again. Good to see you in the chat. Gorilla Polis is out here. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Corey Barton, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I saw Doomsday 91 is up in the house along with Never Lucky Rubber Ducky. Good to see you. All right. WMD, my favorite bot, is in the house. And we got everything going on. The Heroes is in the house. Hang on, I got to get my other screens back up. I closed a bunch of shit. So that's it. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right, where was I at? The Heroes Forge is in the house tonight. Smoking Spaceman and Adam the Angler rolled up in the house. We're all good. Good to see everybody. Hopefully, we're going to have a good debate night show. It's I really do want to do a debate night tonight. We tried last night, but we just really didn't get it off the ground. To be honest with you, I really didn't care. I am on X. It is I have two. One, but one's my personal one. It's been rebranded. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let me see I don't do much on X though, but I'll give it to you. Give me 1 second. Let me go find it. There we go. X. It's not like people don't already know my name. I would think anyway. Why can't I? It's not letting me copy it. It's all right. At any rate, yeah, man, it's going to be a good night tonight. I feel like it. I feel like we're going to have a good night. I really want to. Really want to. There we go. All right. X is your stomping grounds. Yeah, I'm not. X is a cesspool, man. X is. It's gotten better. I will give it that. All right. There's my X is coming out. There it is, right there. You can go over, watch all the stuff I'm doing and will be doing in the future. While we're waiting on debaters to trickle in, I will drop the link here very shortly. I'm going to drop it over in the mod chat now. Actually, let me do that with my Discord. And well, it was really frustrating with the with my audio for the second night in a row. I think I think I just did an update to voice mod, and it seems to have jacked up my audio settings quite a bit. So maybe I just need to like just start from scratch and go through. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. While we're waiting everybody to get in, I'm going to ramble for a few minutes. I am right this second. I said it was. Where is it? I'm dropping the link in the mod chat for now. I don't really want anybody coming up just yet. We're going to give it a few minutes and then we'll get up here. You have a debate soon, or you would? Okay, that's cool. Awesome, man. I appreciate that. I'll check it out, Adam. Adam the angler. You know, I'm an angler. I fish quite a bit, actually. I fish quite a bit. So as we head into December, I got a lot going on. I got a lot of stuff I want to do, and I'm concerned that I'm not going to be able to do the show justice while I'm doing all of that stuff. Agent Smith, that'd be an interesting topic for you to debate, sir. When we get to the debating, you should come on up. What's up, John Burt? Good to see you. Good to see you. I may take most of the month of December off. I'm considering. I'd love opinions on it. I'm going to, you know, guys, I change my studio all the time. I really do. But I may have to really change it. I mean, like really change it. I come in and paint the walls. I got some soundproofing I'm gonna be doing. I got some plans because we're going to be launching a couple of new. I'm going to be launching a new show in January. It's going to be a new show. We'll be launching a new show in January. We're going to revamping the existing shows. I'm kind of moving in a specific direction. And it may have to take, it may just be better to take most of the month of December off. Maybe I could do like the nighttime shows. Maybe. I don't know. Interested in opinions. You guys can give me some, you guys can give me some input. But gonna be doing a lot of revamping. And I really think that I've got, it's not a reset per se, but I've been a little, I've been yearning for a change. There's something's got to give, and it's got to be on my side, not your side. You guys as an audience are being awesome. You guys are being awesome. But going forward, I got to change some stuff. I got to change some stuff. All of this panel-verse nonsense that we've been going through for the last month has been a pain in my dick. It annoys me to no end that I can't really do anything about it personally, but also, personally and professionally, it bothers me that, because of all of the nonsense and the drama and the panel-versedness, I can't, it's like it bothers me that I haven't been able to have Sarah on the show, or she hasn't come on the show. Maybe she doesn't think she's allowed to. I don't know. I consider Dusty a friend. I like talking to him, but I'm not going to get in the middle of the bullshit that's going down. It's a low percentage shot for me, right? And it's not what I do, and it's not what I care to do. Yeah, I wear a Crucible hat. I am of the Crucible. I believe in the Crucible. I do not represent the Crucible, but I am a member there. And I don't have any problem saying that, that I don't have look, what Sarah did. That's between her and Andrew at this point. I dislike some of the things she's done, which is also why I really can't. I really don't think that she would come around. And Smoking Spaceman is correct. The drama is going to persist regardless of the creator's actions, right? And I really kind of want to distance myself from as much of it as I can right now. It annoys me, to be honest with you, that all of this is going on, but it's none of my business anyway. It's not my shit. I ain't fucking with anybody. Well, maybe Speakeasy, but even Speakeasy, I don't really give a shit. Look, he is who he is. Who cares, right? I don't wish the guy ill. I hope his show succeeds. I don't want to tank his life on the internet. I just don't like it. I'm not gonna like it. That's me. That's me. Me alone. The whole idea of the panel, and actually, Dusty's made me think a lot lately. I don't like Speakeasy. I've tried very hard to like Speakeasy, and Speakeasy is unlikable. And that's okay. I do think that that flow state, powder dusty, whatever you want to call him. I think I think he makes a solid point though. That we all dip our toes in this panel verse, and it's a very incestuous sort of thing. Andrew's right about this as well. We all go on each other's panels. We all do all of these things, and Andrew's very, very right and correct and basically everything he has said about the panel verse, about the idea of the creators that just kind of never really move beyond just having the same viewers all the time and having the same, sharing the same viewers and that sort of thing. He's very right about that. And that's really been stuck in my head and bugging me lately a lot, actually. One of the most important things Andrew's he probably doesn't even realize that it was important when he said it. But one of the things that Andrew said that really stuck out to me, and Brian said a very similar thing. It is true that we're all going to share audience, right? We're all going to share audience. We're going to, Emmett's going to go on. Emmett will come to my show, and Emmett will go to Abe's show, and we'll all share audience, right? And that's okay. But it's not a zero-sum game. It's not that if I have 50 people over on my channel, then that means that those 50 people would normally be watching somebody else's channel, and I've stolen those viewers, right? And I've said this several times. I really want to appeal to a much larger audience. I really want to appeal to maybe not mainstream. I'm not mainstream, but certainly, there are a bunch of people out there that would really enjoy being a part of my audience and listening to what I have to say. So I have to get away from, my feeling is I have to get away. I have to distance myself, if you will, to some degree from this panel verse, the idea of this panel verse. The reason I haven't been over to Sarah's channel is not because Andrew told me not to. It's not because I think Andrew would be pissed if I did. It's not that I think that I'm a God would all of a sudden be angry if I went over to Sarah's and would, blackball me, or avarice would start taunting me in my, throwing taunts in my general direction. It's not that I feel like I would fall out of favor with the Crucible, because honestly, if it took so little for me to fall out of favor with people that claim that I help represent their worldview, then I don't know that I represent their worldview. So I'm not sure that I should care about that. No, the reason I haven't been over to Sarah's is I don't have any reason to go there. There's no why. Why should I go there? Why should I go there? Why should I go to Sarah's channel? What good does it do me to go to Sarah's channel? It does Sarah some good, right? It might bring me 1 or 2 people. It doesn't really do me any good. Same reason I don't really care to go on Prime's debate show anymore. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about. And I'm looking at several people that are doing a really good job right now. I think Admiral Gibbs is doing an excellent job of cross venue marketing. I think he's doing an excellent job of it. I don't think he's getting the results that he could get. Yeah, Smoking Spaceman, I think you're right about that. This is just my thoughts, guys. This is what I'm contending with right now. It's end of year. I'm looking back over the year. It's the end of the year. I'm looking back over the end of the year, and I'm like, I do this with everything. What worked? What didn't work? Why isn't it working now? I feel like that there's a lot of overlap between audience, and it frustrates some people, and they get very territorial. And I don't want to play that. I don't play that game. I don't give a fuck. Changes are going to have to be made. I'm going to have to make them. I hope to bring you guys along with me. I will lose. I'm positive I will lose some audience before I gain more audience. But changes are coming. I enjoy doing the debate show like we're trying to get ready to do tonight. But to be honest with you, at this point, is it worth it to me? I don't think it is. I'm starting to think it's not. I enjoy it, which is why I do it. I don't give a shit about what anybody else does. But what's up, Jason? How are you? It's just an interesting thing. I think that first of all, I think a couple of things. First of all, I think the debate sphere is massively saturated right now with a bunch of idiots that are trying to create content and doing a very poor job of it. The problem with that is most people don't know that. Andrew knows that. That's why Andrew's made the moves he's moved. Just look at the moves Andrew's made. Like, I don't know what's up with Misfit Patriot. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm a guy. Part of it is just watching other people have fun. It really is. I just have a good time doing it. Yeah, so this is an important point. The Heroes Forge. People at a certain level have a monetary motive to keep and fight over audience. I think he thinks I have a great advantage of having a successful business in the background, something they don't have. True. But here's another point. Because I look at everything, I can't help it. It's my nature to look at everything as a gain or a loss. Every single thing. Gain, loss. Am I willing to live with this loss? For a year and a half now, I've been willing to live with the loss. Assuming that we get enough people to do the debate show tonight, I don't know where JS is. Somebody reach out to JS and tell him to get his ass in here. Depending on how that goes, if we get enough people to do the show, then I'm going to pay out $100. That's whether or not we get a single super chat. Last week, I don't think we got a single super chat for the debate show, and I still paid out the $100. Anybody else doing that? Every other fucking creator out there holds the hostage. You guys, the audience, hostage. You guys. They say, yeah, we're not going to do another hour unless you hit a goal. Okay. I don't do that. Now, absolutely, I want. Jason, we need like 8 people up here to do the debate, but I'll send you the link in a minute. The mods have the link as well. I'm going to post it when I'm ready. I don't need to hold the audience hostage at all. I don't need you to meet a certain goal for me to do certain things. We don't have to have a single super chat tonight to run the debate game. And the rules of the game are if we have enough people here, we run the game, it generates content for me, and it's fun. I pay out $100. I have every week. I have. Why don't I have 80 people in here right now clamoring to be part of this? I don't know. What's up, ADE? What's up, man? I'm going to have to jump out of the sweater if I keep the heat on in here, man. It's going to be hot. Agrillapolis says we're going to get the one super chat no matter what. $25 towards the victor. Yeah, I like it, man. Appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. What's up, Void Ace? Good to see you back in the chat, my man. So going forward, as we look into the new year, look, it is, I'm going to cam down. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to cam down. I got to get out of this sweater. Give me 1 sec. I'm still going to talk. So I'm still going to talk to you guys, but I got to jump out of this sweater. This thing is hot as fuck. And I didn't realize it was going to heat up this much in here. All right. There we go. All right, let me, don't know where to put that fucking thing now. That's all right. Put it down there. All right. You don't have JS on Discord? I do. The fuck is that guy? He's probably still passed out. So now we're going to talk more. I mean, obviously it's a year's end. Every content creator out there is going to be talking about next year, what's coming. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to do a little bit of it tonight while I've got you here, while we're waiting on people to wander in, while we're waiting on, shit to go down, right? Like, what's up with that? We're going to do some stuff. We got the Crucible is out there tonight. They're live, so that doesn't help. It's all good. Before I forget about it, don't forget to go vote. I think tonight's the last night you can vote. We are pretty damn close to winning this thing for in the Streamer of the Year award for education. Pretty damn close to winning it. But we got to knuckle down. We got to go over the top. We're 2% ahead. Like 1 vote, 2 votes ahead. We got to nail it down. If you don't mind, if you guys could, if the mods can drop the link to that, that'd be awesome. Go get it. The link's up there on top. Here, actually, let me. I think I can. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that on the. I didn't realize that the prompter. Matter of fact, I'm going to change this prompter because. There we go. All right, so I took the link out because it's doesn't work like it should. Yeah, we'll see if JS won last week. He did all right. He did good. So there's this poll going on out there. Go vote. We cannot allow the machine lies to win. He is not an educator. We all know he's not an educator. I'm an educator. So anyway, as I look forward into this coming year, as I look forward into January, I am going to be launching a new show. I'm setting up for it right now. I got to take some meetings and do some stuff. I'm going to clean up my daytime show a little bit. We're going to be a little bit more directed in the day shift. We're probably going to go to 3 days a week on the day shift. Right. That's why you got to go vote. The Machine Lies is the guy he's the only guy that's got even a prayer, and he sucks. So, we can't let that guy win. We got to go over the top, over the top. Can't win by 1 or 2 votes. Hey, it's Sarah. Speak of Sarah, and Sarah shall appear. So again, I'm launching a new show. I'm not going to talk about it. It's completely new. It's going to be a once a week thing, probably. I'm going to clean up the daytime show, probably do three shows a week for the day shift. The nighttime shows, probably going to stick to Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday nights. That should be cool. And that's that's what we're going forward. That's what I'm looking at going forward. I am redoing the studio. I'm actually going to more than just move backgrounds and screens around and positioning. I'm going to redo this entire studio. I've got some more soundproofing up there to deal with up in the roof, which you guys don't notice it. I do. I've got new cameras. We're going to be, I'm actually going to, even though my cameras are good, I'm going next level with the cameras. Basically revamping everything. And I think, sorry, I just got a message. I got totally fucking distracted. Sorry. That's fine, Orthodox guy. Bring it. That's funny. All right. So anyway, a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. We're going to be doing some really good stuff, changing a lot. He is. It's okay. It's okay. Just another person that, tried to be civil with, and I just don't care. Anyway, look, I'm going to drop the link. If you want to come up, we're not quite ready to do we're not quite ready just yet to do the debate show. I'm going to drop the link anyway. I'm going to pin it. I'm here from Georgia. Obviously, they do election rigging. I'm going to pin this so anybody can come up. If I don't know you, you're definitely going to have to cam up. With the exception of Orthodox guy. Orthodox guy, if you just want to come up and shoot the shit for a little while, punch the link and come on up. And I'm going to go ahead and pin this. It's pinned. All right, so there we go. We may not do the debate show tonight. I really don't care if we do or not. I'm having a good time. I'm just going to, I'll be happy to sit here and bullshit all night. I don't care. Last night was cool. I just wanted to do that. So Yeah. Sarah, I was just talking about how with all of this nonsense, by the way, I forgot, I meant to get into it a little bit earlier. I apologize, Sarah. I was just talking about how with all this nonsense going on, I don't feel like that, I think it's weird, having, that I, whatever. I don't know. There's a bunch of weirdness going on. What's up, Jason? How are you? And then you showed up, Sarah. So good evening. You can't do any streaming? That's fine, buddy. I got you. It's okay. It's all good. Can we hear you, Jason? Can't hear you. Got to hit the right button. And
How's that? That's better.
oh yeah, you're good. Got you. Sorry, guys. I
This
got
program,
to respond to somebody. I apologize. I hate to do business while I'm doing business, but it's all right.
yeah.
What's up, Mike? The Heroes Forge. How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you doing? Hey, how you doing, sir?
Hey,
And
how you doing there, Mike? You doing well, man?
I'm well, gentlemen. Good to hear from you.
It's a great day, and it's going to get better.
It's about right.
oh man. All right. So, how are you guys doing? What's up with you guys?
Man, I've just been
Just
watching.
working on some stuff.
I've just been watching football today. We're coming to the
You-
college football playoffs, and it's
You and that mic. You see, what happens is that your mic is to the side of you like this, and
Yeah.
as long as you're like this, it's fine. But the minute you turn to talk to the
Mhm.
camera, it
Yeah.
butts you.
yeah. I've really got to figure out my positioning on this. That's really all.
Yeah. You may
Yeah.
want to drop the arm down and move the mic up,
Yeah, I could do that.
and that way it's below. The arm is in the middle of your chest, and the mic is not in front of your face. Well, not that opposite, but okay.
Yeah, well,
Whatever works,
I'll
man.
figure
Whatever
it
works.
out. I'll figure it out. Honestly, I prefer to have it up like this, but it's I'm thinking back to my old days on the stage, how I used to have mics, and it doesn't work for broadcasting as well.
Yeah, it's just kind of awkward because it just makes it look like a hamster where you're trying to get some water out of one of them feeding tubes.
Yeah. I feel that, OG. I feel that a lot. I really do. So yeah, I'm redoing the whole thing, guys. All of it. New
Hey,
cameras.
I'm excited to see what you do, man.
New cameras. We're gonna come in and paint all the walls instead of the white. It's so hard for me to manage light in here because all the walls are white.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
really
that's
rough.
And it's just really hard to manage. I mean, my biggest issue in here has always been I mean, I do okay, right? Like it looks okay, but managing light is just it's been awful. It's just been terrible. And I'm going from the Lumix cameras that I have now. I've got 3 Lumix Micro Four Thirds G100s, and I'm switching from those to Blackmagic studio cameras, which are actual like professional grade. I was going to get the cameras that record in 6K, and I still might get one of them, but 4K is cool, and that'll be awesome. And I mean, the mics and everything else will stay the same, but I think I'm going to put boom rigs in from the ceiling so the floor stays clear. Nobody bumps tripods on with cameras on them. The microphone will be coming down instead of on my desk, so I don't have to like do weird shit to type. I may get rid of the entire computer setup completely and go to a single monitor and a teleprompter, and put all of this on the other side of that wall where the airplanes are, and have an engineer in there. We'll see. I don't know. So we'll see.
Put on some more payroll. Go ahead and make that work out.
Yeah. Well, I don't even actually need much of an engineer. The problem that I have is that I have my Streamlabs on this screen, so I can see what all the fuck's going on. I've got usually I have the live YouTube feed here, and then I have the actual Streamlabs Talk Studio right in front of me. So when I look at the camera, I can kind of see chat, and I can kind of see you guys, and I don't get too much reflection off my glasses. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen there.
Tyler, you've never lost.
How big is the studio space overall?
No, I realize on the internet you can just claim you've never lost a debate and it works. So I've never lost a debate.
I mean, that's what everybody else does.
You know, I actually admit when I lose debates. I have no problem.
Oh, I lost one.
I'm humble enough to understand that, sometimes you fall into those pitfalls. I just can't do the Tyler thing and plant my flag and say, yes, I've never lost a debate. Of course, I don't really think Tyler's really debated anyone worth debating. So there probably is that.
I've never lost a debate ever. Even if it was somebody worth debating, I never lost.
I mean, your last big debate, you debated someone who debated Destiny twice.
I'd say he won. I'd say he won that, even though.
No, he lost it hands down because he was factually incorrect on everything he spoke.
He was, but so what? Like I won.
Facts don't matter in debate.
Yeah, I won a bunch of small W's, like all along the way for every subject. WWW, but it doesn't matter because like he won the war.
No, it's y'all were talking about something, and I don't know how you would say you lost the debate. When I sat there and watched you and him,
that's Aircraft Sparky, Adam the Angler,
both review it, and his whole deal was, yes, I was talking out of my ass the whole fucking time, but I basically had a crowd there that was more apt to agree with me, therefore I won. No, that's not how that actually works. That's why you have judges and stuff like that.
I would say I lost the forest through the trees in the debate, and I was too interested in debunking, fact checking all of his small claims. I never
it's
really
easy
made.
To get caught up, and it's easy to get caught up in the facts and not just granting things and just and rely, because rhetoric. The reason why Destiny appears to win so many debates, even when he's factually incorrect, is he has great rhetoric. He's very good at using rhetoric.
He also has a lot of people performing still acts on him publicly, and that makes people think that he's correct.
Well, again, but in a debate, when it's you and Destiny sitting across from each other, optically he will look like he wins because his rhetoric is better.
Yes, he's well spoken.
And this is something that people pick apart. Like people pick apart Andrew all the time, and they're like, he shouldn't have won this debate. He was wrong. He's a little bit this wrong on that, or he called this a fallacy. It's not really a fallacy. Nobody gives a shit, you dumb fucks.
Yeah,
because it has nothing to do with what wins a debate.
Mm-hmm. No, Andrew,
rhetoric.
Andrew has really good charisma
in that moment.
Andrew has really good charisma.
Yes,
I get put off by some of his tactics, but they work for him. So why not? Why change them?
Yeah.
I think Andrew and Grid. You've probably talked to Andrew a little bit more than me, but I've spoke with Andrew on offline and stuff like that before, and he's a really good guy. I really support why he does what he does.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily agree with his tactics every time, but it's effective. He is very well researched on the subjects that he's willing to discuss, and he comes off authoritative even when he's fudging it a little bit, you know. So I can appreciate that. You know, the big L that I took on this show was against Non-Fawn, and that's because I just let him dog walk me around. And
Yeah.
yeah, I
Well,
deserve that L.
Non-Fawn's interesting because he tries to make things that are not facts. And he's very good at making it sound like his facts are facts.
Yes.
But anyway, it's an interesting thing though, and I like this part of it. So I lost a debate against Econoboy because I prepped for the entire wrong arguments. So he got me. He got me good because the topic of the debate was is socialism good for society? I had gone through his game film. I watched him debate Andrew. I watched him debate Rob Noor. I watched him debate Fabian Liberty. I watched him debate people that I knew, and I looked at his tactics, and he had, without fail, always gone to this, basically using Social Security as an example of why socialism is good for society. That's socialism, and that's good for society, and it's debunked. And he lost against Andrew, and he lost against Rob Noor, and he lost against Fabian Liberty hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that's his tack. That's what he's gonna. I mean, why would he change? He's gonna make the same arguments. No. And what I really didn't, and I even told Rob Noor when we were prepping for the debate, I said, Rob, there's no way he's going to go full commie. He's going to stick to this social programs, police, healthcare, that kind of thing. He's going to stick to that. Brother, he went straight out communist. And so I didn't have I didn't have my arguments. I didn't prepare for any of that shit. And I was completely back foot the whole time. So even though the points I were making factually were correct, it didn't matter because I didn't have anything for his rhetoric.
You prepared for the wrong game, in other words.
I prepared for the completely wrong game, and I took an L, bro. I took an L. Now, it wasn't a big L. I mean, according to Gibbs, I lost by like 1 or 2 votes. So it was like, it was close, but it doesn't matter. It was a big fucking L to me because I knew that I had spent hours preparing for the wrong fucking debate.
That does happen.
And so
how did you get to plant his flag into a topic that was so far off the prompt?
Because he's a fucking communist. We've all known Econoboy is a communist. Now he claims to be a Norwegian style socialist, right? Where they have, the state owns the majority of the production of like oil, and they use leases to and that sort of thing to fund all of their a big chunk of their programs. He was fucking wrong because their actual tax rate is almost like 60% for the people who are actually employed. So there are almost as many people unemployed and will never be employed than there are people who are employed, gainfully employed, and contributing to the system. He's factually incorrect, and he knows it. But I didn't have that data just right there. I wasn't prepared.
So he was
for that
able
argument.
to just smuggle in stuff into the debate that you weren't prepared for.
I mean, yeah, but he was right. I mean, he did. It was a good tactic. No shade his way. I mean, he did exactly what I would have done. Right.
Well, see, the thing is that's they unintentionally. Well, I guess they intentionally do that. The moderates online, once you start to get into what they actually believe, it's pretty much the same thing as the most extreme people. They just believe a little bit more in incrementalism. Yeah, we can let all the illegals stay. We just have to, slowly phase them in instead of all at once and defund ICE and things like that. So he just didn't know how bad he actually was.
Well, so Econoboy actually in the argument, he was not able to answer the question. Well, why is it that there's a majority of the workforce in these countries that do not work because they actually make the choice to live on public assistance rather than work, because the tax rate is something like 60, the effective tax rate something like 60% of their income.
Yeah. Do you remember workfare grid?
So America?
Under Biden?
Yeah. Well, let me read this and then I'll come back to that. Oconoboy come back after running away when his Destiny community went after him and doxed him and said mean things about him on the interwebs. No, I've not seen Oconoboy since that debate.
He's quit the he's quit
I think he quit the
altogether.
internet. Yeah, I think he quit the internet.
He said that he was busy with work and he had family things going on. More than
I
likely,
feel that
the Destiny community ran him off.
Yeah, I feel that, but yes, I also think the Destiny community ran him off because he was finally gaining traction again. He had a good debate with. Now he lost it, but he had a good debate with Rob Norrie. He had a great debate with Fabian Liberty. He got his ass beat, but he had a great debate. He looked good. He had a pretty good debate with I think didn't you debate him, Tyler? Did you debate?
No, he never. I challenged him probably 20 times. He never accepted.
Who he did? So he did Rob Noor. He did Fabian Liberty. He did somebody else, and he lost all three, but it doesn't matter. But he had strong showings. Andrew, he debated Andrew. He had strong showings, and he was getting some momentum going. Oh, he debated Connor as well. Yeah, thank you. He was gaining traction, man, and then poof, which I do believe is due to the Destiny community thing. Hey, Cleaner, how are you, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Well, we're hoping to have a debate night tonight, but the attendance is low, and I've just been bullshitting. Been talking about I may take the month of December off, or at least only do the nighttime shows, and maybe just a few of those. And that's because I'm going to be redoing the studio, and it's going to actually require me to move everything out of here to paint and do some. I'm going to put more sound insulation in the roof to. Not that I have bad sound or any kind of echoing, or I don't have. It's not necessarily needed. It's just that next level. And I'm getting new cameras. I'm going to put in roof or ceiling mounted. What do they call those things? They're
shotgun mics.
What's that?
You talking about shotgun mics or
no? The gimbals, roof mounted gimbals for the cameras, so that there are no tripods on the ground. All the good stuff. I'm just redoing everything because I'm going to launch a new show in a completely new show in January. There may be a teaser out towards the end of December. I don't know. It depends on if I can get it, if I can ram it through my workload and get it through production with all the holiday shit. I've got, I just got a lot of stuff going on, man. Got a lot of stuff. So I may call it. And if Anson Knowles doesn't come back, I'm going to call these debate nights, because he was really kind of the motivator for me to do these. And it was part of it. Part of the fun of this is having Anson here to talk shit and be a little crazy. And it just doesn't seem the same without it. And I really hope he's doing good. I really hope he's doing well, but it seems like he's having some hard times. And that, or I'll do this once a month. Maybe we'll do something really cool, because it just seems like I'm not really getting the traction that I was. So, but yeah. Glare 1%er. I'm going to get really fancy. I'm not only, so not to give away the new show, but not only are we going to do the studio, we'll do a few, we'll do some panel shows. I'm going to be moving away from the panel verse drama and nonsense. I'm going to actually do more live stuff. I'm really looking at setting up an actual studio to do to do something, just in-person interviews, conversations, maybe some in-person debates here. Actually have found a space that I can use for that. That's reasonable. I can justify the rent. I mentally can afford it. So that would be where I hate to say it this way because it makes it's going to piss off a lot of people who think I'm talking about them directly. I'm just sick of playing in the mud. I'm just sick of it. It's just not something I want to do. It's never where I've been. In my world, you're either pro or you're not pro. It's okay to be not pro. It's okay to be a club racer. It's okay to be the guy that goes out there and races on his own dime and, doesn't, and he does the best he can. But I always want to be pro. I want to be the guy that it's dialed in. We're making money. We get something out of our efforts. Pro, not pro. I'm always going to choose to be pro. It's just the way it is.
Well, there's a risk reward involvement there, and also a paying the tollman, so to speak, concept. Yeah. Like within anything that's done here on YouTube, there's going to be taxes applied of some kind, whether it's you're paying YouTube or you're paying the man, one of the two.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
Yeah.
I just don't know that. It's hard for me to get excited about going on the same panel with the same 10 people talking about the same 5 subjects for the 8th week in a row. It's very difficult for me to get excited about that. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's not that I have a short attention span. I have a limited amount of patience with anything.
Well, so that's the kind of reason that ran me off for a while. I was just getting bored with it, to be quite honest. And I think there's more. I think there's more interesting topics to discuss. I think, I don't think the American people care any about liberty at all whatsoever, and we can see that witness through things like the allowance of the Patriot Act to still stand. The COVID lockdowns that we allowed to happen, you must wear a mask in public, all these things that have violated our liberties, and people just went along with because it was done in the name of a crisis. And the America that me and you grew up in, Grid, and everyone here grew up in, ceased to exist after September 11th, 9/11.
Yeah,
2001. I find that to be a more interesting topic of discussion rather than socialism good, socialism bad, capitalism good, bad. I find a lot of that to be mundane topics now.
Well, I don't. I mean, I think that I get a lot more personal size. If I'm just going to sit up here and talk to myself, I would just soon talk about politics. I would just as soon talk about money and how to make money. I would just as soon try and talk to people about how to set up, a way to make wealth. I would rather do that than argue the exact same debate topic for the 18th time with the same 4 people.
Well, so it's really interesting with your perspective on business and stuff because you run a business.
Well, right now I'm retired.
Yeah.
Right. I say that I'm retired, but like we're about, all right, just candidly, we're about to wrap up the first real estate fund that we did. We had that fund will end with, I think, 24 or 25 homes that we purchased that are in that fund. It's I don't know what it's currently worth, but it's a fair amount.
Yeah.
And we're starting the next we've already had investors into the next fund that so that will initiate probably 6 months from now, and then we'll start buying houses. We're looking at a couple of different markets. I want to do San Antonio. The other principles,
the untapped markets right now. San Antonio is booming. There's a lot of creators moving to the Austin area and San Antonio area. But I wouldn't follow that. The Knoxville area, something that's a little bit more local to you, is exploding right now.
Well, we're looking at the Indianapolis area. All right, so the other principals are looking at Indianapolis, and there are some good indicators there. We follow jobs.
Yeah.
Simple, easy. If there's work, people are going to move there. When people move there, they're going to need houses. They're going to rent. They're going to buy. It's the way it is. It's just we don't have to get. I don't have to get into 10 yards of pie charts to convince you of this. It's just a really simple formula of where the jobs, where the people going. They're going to have to rent. They're going to have to buy. That's it. As simple as that. We don't have to make it super complicated. San Antonio has a massive amount of growth coming in the next 3 years. And I don't know about Indianapolis. I think San Antonio is a safer play. Plus there's a very good chance in the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to get away with property tax altogether. I like that. I really love that. And so we're going to, but anyway, so I don't want to go down that road too much, but that's one of the things that I do. I've got some other stuff that I do. This media thing that I do I have to either push it up, or I just have to it's got to be a fucking hobby.
Yeah. And
right.
It's really interesting that you bring this up, Grid, the idea of like being pro or not pro. I think that a lot of the people that show up on these debates don't have the background that you have. And so they don't have the financial footing to go ahead and step on the same like platform that you do in the same way, right? So they have different incentive structures that are afforded to them that really are not super relevant to you, other than the fact that you want to go ahead and make something on your effort. And like that's like your number one guidepost.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I don't have to make a decision based on economic realities.
Right.
When it comes to this. So I don't like Andrew Wilson's a friend, right? Like if he called me, when he has actually called me up and asked me for help, and I have stopped what I was doing to help him because he is my friend. But I have never asked to be on his show. I have never asked him to shout me out. Now, he has shouted me out, but I've never asked him to. I've never said, hey, man, could you come and debate on my channel? It would do me a world of good in the algorithm. Because I never want anyone to say that the only reason I got to where I am is because of Andrew Wilson. Because of who I know, who I could pay. I didn't, I had the opportunity last year to pay to be on a major show. I'm talking about 2 million live viewers. I could have paid to be on there. Wasn't even that much money. Honestly, it was like piss ant money. But I wouldn't do it. I probably should have. I probably was a bad decision not to do it. But I just don't function that way. right?
Well, it's interesting because you're a wise enough man to know that your network is a representation of your network, like anything else. And it isn't as though like you haven't been providing value to have earned your spot. That's a little bit different than some people that'll just pay in or just go ahead and, hey, they just happen to know this person from personal association side of the thing that you do.
Well, yeah. So I operate, and I have always understood that I operate in what most people would call rarefied air. Okay. I don't operate, most people operate where they have to think about, if I go out and spend $2,500 on a camera and I do that 3 times, how do I cover that? I don't do that. I just go, is this a camera I need? I need 3 of them. Okay, let's just do it. I operate from a position of not needing that, but at the same time, I don't spend money carelessly. I tell everybody else not to spend money carelessly. I want maximum value, but now it's time to take the next level. I've been looking around, right? I tell you honestly, man, this is I didn't intend to go here, but since we're here, I've been looking around at all of the people trying to fill Sarah's shoes and host these debates and be the next, outlet. And all of these channels trying that know nothing about debate, to be honest. All of a sudden, they're hosting debates because they think it's easy. That's fine. They can absolutely do. $9.99 from Sarah. Carelessly spent money. Yeah, I don't like to I don't carelessly spend money. I hate that.
It's easy from the outside is really what the deal is. It's like, oh, let's go ahead and get some leftists together. Let's get some righties together and let's go ahead and have them duke it out. And maybe we'll go ahead and say something when they get out of hand. And that's not the reality of what makes debate solid, in terms of a meeting of the minds.
Yeah. I just don't think that most people can do it. I don't think they understand it. I don't think they're good moderators. I look, it's easy to just sit up here and let 2 people argue.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just sit there and bullshit each other for 2 hours. And then, that's a show. I'm not getting involved in that. I'm just not doing that. I don't even want to be on panel. I don't even know that I want to go to other people's panels anymore. If you've noticed, I haven't been.
There are panels that I refuse to go on. I will never.
Sarah's correct about this.
I will never go on you'll never see me on a Prime panel because Prime.
Well, I don't go on Prime anymore. He's an idiot.
Well, not just that. The people that he pushes, it's literally trying to herd cats, feral cats. And he doesn't interject unless he disagrees with the person that he's wanting to stop talking.
You should see the last debate I did on there where I'm trying to explain to him why he's fucking wrong. I have a clip. Let me see if I can find the clip.
While you're looking for that clip, I was just going to say, Sarah hosted the last panel that I did with Prime, and it broke his brain. I haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
Prime doesn't want to have anything to do with me.
I occasionally go on Sarah's panels. She does a decent job. As far as I've seen, what my experience is. So I enjoy. I refuse to go on Sleazy's panels just because I don't like him and I know too much about him now. So I can't.
I just don't like. There are people I just don't like.
The cool Vic guy seems like he does all right, but I haven't seen him manage actual large panels well yet. So
who's that?
Cool Vic, I think is his name.
Yeah. No, look, he did a debate the other night, and I was literally coaching him from chat.
Yeah.
And he means well. That's about it.
Yeah.
And he can learn. Look, to be honest with you,
everyone can improve. You know, there's always room
it's
for
not
improvement.
look, this isn't like a huge skill to learn how to just, if all you're going to do is sit there and be a timekeeper.
Yeah, that's not moderating.
That's literally how most of the moderation goes.
Yeah.
In online debating. And if that's all you're going to do, you're going to have no problems. And you'll actually be able to do very good.
Yeah.
Wick, perfect example. Whoever said that, Wick is the perfect example of an idiot that can moderate, who's been astroturfed into having a career he didn't earn. Perfect example.
Well, he's a Destiny clone without the intelligence or the charisma.
Well, again, he was astroturfed by Destiny and everybody else, and he can claim all he wants to that he wasn't. But again,
like, I will still go on a Wick panel, but I will not allow him to choose the person who I debate with anymore.
It's been a while since he asked me to be on one, to be honest.
The last one he asked me to be on, he said, well, I'm going to get this person. I said, I will not appear on your, I will pick my partner, or I will not, or I'll do it alone. I don't need a partner. I will not rely on you to pick the first mouth breathing retard that you find to say yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like Wick much. I mean, he's not a bad guy. He at least makes an attempt most of the time.
He makes an attempt, and look,
and that's better than some.
I think on a personal level, I think I could like sit down, eat dinner, break bread with him, and not have too many issues. For the most part, he has been fair to me, but every time I've allowed him to pick my partner, it has been a disaster.
Yeah.
So I just have laid down ground rules.
Yeah.
You can't pick a partner for me anymore. That's it.
Sarah likes Wick. He's easy to work with and incredibly professional behind the scenes with his panelist. Yet that's not actually the problem I have with him. The problem I have is he is amazingly ridiculous when he's moderating debates. And I use the word moderating in its absolute loosest form because much like Prime, he will start debating. If you start pounding on on his leftist,
yeah,
he will start debating their side, even though he's supposed to be the moderator. I find that to be detestable in a moderator, and therefore he's absolutely not professional at all. I don't think he should be I don't think he should be a moderator. But as a debater, he probably does well. But as a host, he's a complete loss. So
I think it's just a matter of the fact that he had done that, and if he can find a way to reel it in, that he'd be much better off, and then he can go ahead and recover a good reputation across the sides of the aisle, kind of thing. Or what's your contention with him moving forward? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, again. I think the last debate I did on Wicks wasn't too bad, and he really reined himself in. So I wouldn't have a problem. I don't know that I'd have a problem. It would depend on who I was going to be against and what the topic would be. But I would go back on there. I will say that the debate that I had with Sage Overcast and that other moron, I can't remember his name, the supposed reformed Republicans that turned liberal after J6. I cannot think of their names. It was like Coke Machine something, or I don't know what the guy's name was. But anyway, I will say that he acted very good faith, and he actually called out the opposition when they were basically lying, but I think that was so that I wouldn't. The thing is one of the things that Wick does is very sneaky. Is as a moderator, he will call the opposition on something before you can. Cold beer confessional, the homeless guy. Yeah. The guy who thinks that Trump cost him lose his home. The Wick will say, so if Tyler and I are debating and Tyler says something that's factually incorrect, Wick will, before I can call him on it, he will interject and say, Tyler, what do you actually mean here?
Whoa. First off, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it does. But Wick would prevent me from calling him on it so that they don't look as bad. And something. Anyway, I don't know. But overall, I have less of a problem with Wick than I do Prime. Prime just is hilarious. I've got to find. Give me one. I will find that. I'm gonna find that.
It was over the takeovers, right? The hostile takeovers, and it had something to do with like funding.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Got the clip right here. Give me 1 second. I will we'll get this queued up, and we'll just share, because this is hilarious. I mean, it's so hilarious. So let's see. And of course, we want audio on this because this is so funny. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is really good.
This a set of perverse incentives for capital, right? Like the only reason they can buy these Blackwood's company, right, is because there's a bunch of debt, right? They do it through debt financing, and they get Blackwood's company to buy to make the loan. So
Chuck in Tennessee, that's exactly
profitable, but now it's underwater because now it has to service all these loans that the new owners are forced it to buy. Right?
Well, let me give you a real world example of that very thing.
Don't let me please.
I mean, if you want the answer to the fucking question, I'll answer the fucking question.
Hold on. I want to say the question. I'm going to say it, and
fine.
then I would love to hear what you have to say. I would really, I want to hear what all you have to say. Anyway,
no, you don't. You don't want an answer, Prime. You're just sitting there preaching. I will give you the fucking answer. I can give you a real world example.
Motherfucker, I want to say the question, and then I want the answer. Right? So listen.
You've asked the question.
No, I haven't.
All right.
No, I haven't. I spent the entire time describing.
Yeah, so most of what you described is called fraud, and you don't front load in as a buyer. You can't front load in profit. No bank will allow that to happen. I deal with companies. I literally buy companies, and that's not how any of that shit works. So that was that.
So he never actually asked a question. He was just sermonizing the whole time.
Yeah, it was the same question. It was just that all he what he was trying to prove is that what he was calling a leverage buyout he was trying to use the example of someone using a small business association loan, an SBA loan, where you can put down as little as 10% to buy a business for under $5 million. So you could put $500,000 down and you buy a business, assuming that the bank okays it and all that. And there's a ton of stuff that goes into that. He was trying to say that you could use that type of loan to buy an even bigger business, which you can't. And that you could, he didn't ever said SBA. He said you could use as little as 10% down and buy this massive business, $100 million business for $1 million or whatever, $10 million business for $100,000. and then strip out the profit either by changing suppliers or laying off a bunch of employees and reducing payroll or whatever. Strip out all the profit right out of the front, basically this supposed front loaded profit, and then just gut the business and then just let it go into bankruptcy and walk away. The problem is that can't happen. First of all, it's fraud. If you have investors, it's fraud plus a lot of other things.
Fury stuff and all that.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff. Rule number one is that to buy a business over $5 million, you are going to come out of pot. You're going to have to bring 60% of the financing to the table. A bank won't loan more than 40%. They're just not going to do it. That's why there are these things called bridge loans, because a lot of people can only come up with maybe 30% or 40%, and they need that extra 20%. So they need a bridge loan. That's why they have multiple creditors. So if you're going to buy $100 million business, you come to the table with 60% of that.
Minimum.
Okay? 600 G's. And you see some upside to walking away owing 400 plus grand and being accused of fraud. And trust me, the bank's coming after you. And even if they said, well, and I made the example, I was like, it would be like if I bought a towing company that owned a bunch of trucks, or a shipping company owned a bunch of trucks, and they owned all those trucks free and clear, and I sold all of those trucks and bought cheaper trucks, and I took all of that money out. That's what he's trying. That's one of the things I think he was trying to give an example of. The problem is not only is that fraud, banks get paid back first. If you sell something, you don't get a penny of the proceeds of that sale. If you sell a piece of real estate, you don't get a penny of the proceeds of that sale until the bank loan is paid off. So if for example, you bought a business and it had an extra 10 acres of property that was worth, for some reason was worth $100,000 an acre, and you had $1 million in property. You couldn't sell that and pocket $1 million. The minute that property went for sale, the bank would be standing there. And when the deal closed, you would never touch the money. You would never see it. It would go directly from bank A to your bank. It would never exist in reality in your hands ever.
Well, it's like if you sell a house, you sell the house you live in, the mortgage company gets paid before you get anything.
Right.
Otherwise, the person who bought the house off you doesn't own the house. And you have to pay out the loan in order to own the thing.
He was trying to come up with all of these nonsense deals, and I'm like, it's always going to boil down to fraud, and they're never going to stop coming for you, ever.
The other side of that, though, that I think anytime that somebody that knows, basically is a retard to anything financial, right, starts talking about like bank loans and all that, a bank is not going to give you a loan unless you have collateral of some kind that they can recoup their loss from.
And that business,
and so it's like when he says something like like you're frauding, you cannot do that. The bank will take your fucking shit.
Yeah.
They'll get their money.
And the thing is that a bank doesn't. All right, so a bank doesn't have to. A bank doesn't have to know that you have the assets when they make the loan. If you defraud on the loan, trust me, they're going to find out what you own, and they're going to attach liens to every single thing that you own.
Yep.
Everything.
They're going to get back their money. Yeah.
Like you're going to walk out one day. Let's just say that you're not me, and you spend money in a different way, and you own a couple of Ferraris, and you buy a business and you run it into the ground. You strip out all of the key pieces. You sell off things to Outer Mongolia and shit like that, and you think you got away with it. And the bank comes looking for their money. Ferrari A and Ferrari B are gone, baby. I'm just telling you.
I think the only thing you missed from that story was like you went to jail in Romania.
Yeah, right. Right. I'm just telling you right now that no matter what you think is going to happen, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And I just couldn't get it through his head that business, like now, if there's stock involved, if you're buying stock, it gets a little different, right? It's a little different, but he wasn't talking about that. He was literally talking about, a hedge fund going out and getting a massive loan. And a hedge fund would be even worse. A hedge fund has a duty to its investors. I mean, do you have any idea? So do you have any idea what would happen? I have a fund. Do you have any idea what would happen if even one of my investors thought that I was ripping them off? Even one.
They would get an investigation started, and your life would be turned upside fucking down.
I would never see the end. I would never see the end of the legal bills. I'm just telling you right now. Like I would have to become a lawyer to pay the lawyers that I'm going to need. I'm just saying, man. Like it was the dumbest thing ever. Like he's talking to somebody that has a fund, an investment fund, and I'm telling you what we can and cannot do. I'm not even an officer in my own company right now. I'm not. My wife and another and one of the other partners are the two officers of the company.
Yeah, but you can't expect them to go ahead and have done the research, right?
Why would you?
Right? Because that would be crazy. Like, why would we not go ahead and like, hey,
you want
let
to
me sit down with
money.
an SEC attorney to go ahead and figure this stuff out before I talk about it on the internet? No, that would take too much effort.
Yeah. Don't research for a fucking debate. That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right?
Well, he specifically
make it up
wanted
as
to
you go,
talk to
right?
me about it, and I was like, "All right, brother, I'm just telling you." Like there's a reason that people do things, right? Like it may not make sense to you, right? Like it may not make sense to you why somebody invests in X or they don't invest in Y, or that they buy this business and they sell off half of it. They may have to. They may have to settle the loan to make the payments. They may have to.
Yeah.
But they're not pocketing that money. They're not. It was just the dumbest thing. And I get to hear a lot of dumb things. I get to hear a lot of really stupid things from people about business. And I say a lot of stupid things because my wife is a high level business person. She worked for Goldman Sachs in investment banking. She's currently in M&A at a company I cannot name, where they're buying companies. All she does is research companies to buy and put the deals together. At her 10 years ago, if a 10 million and under deal she just did by herself. Like she didn't even have someone watching over her for the company that she worked for, because she knew how to do it and she knew everything to look for. She knew what to do. I don't tell her what to do when it comes to that. I will ask her, like, hey, what do you think about this company? And then she'll give me all the stats, and then I'll look at the bones of it, right? She can't understand always the bones of the business, and she can't understand the health of the business, and she can't very often can't understand the operations. But that's why we work really well together. But I don't go telling her a damn thing about the financial side. That would be idiocy. Like I understand it, but she's on like I'm here. Her understanding is way the fuck up here, like next level. Like the people that she worked with at Goldman Sachs, she considered idiots. And these
you guys are both playing your positions properly. Like, think about it this way. Like, if a major league shortstop were to go ahead and go down to like AAA, he could play first base, he could play outfield, he could play pretty much any position. But in major leagues, he plays shortstop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. That's 100% fair. But I mean, it's just to me, it's that simple. And it's just like this, the media thing that I'm doing right now. My wife thinks that what I should do is I should actually get off screen and I should start putting together teams of people to promote other content creators that I find that are good, like and get behind people and just kind of be the investor, be the guy who makes shit happen. She's probably right about that. I just don't want to do that. I don't have any interest in that. Right?
Yeah, you have to be really careful to pick like proper people to go ahead and be.
I don't trust
who you're
people.
fronting
People are
for.
lying sons of bitches.
Yeah. So there's a lot
Except
of liability in that.
Tyler's not a lying son of a bitch.
No, I don't lie.
He doesn't lie. He's a son of a bitch. He's not a lying son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm never wrong though. One time I thought I was wrong, I was mistaken.
That's my line.
That's better-
You took that line
better
from
the
me.
devil you
Where
do
did
know.
What is wrong with you? See? Anyway, but so the media thing, I'm just gonna change the way everything works. I'm looking around at people who really are successful and where it's repeatable. And what I'm doing in this panelverse thing is not, people are not successful and it's not repeatable. I mean, depending on your definition of success.
It's
You're muted
a matter of
again.
scale.
It depends on what you're looking for too. A lot of these people don't have a business model. They're not planning on exactly what they want to do because they don't know what they want.
Hmm.
And you at
Other
least
than to
have-
make money.
Yeah. Turn on camera, talk to camera, hashtag make money. Yeah,
Right.
that's their plan. And that's not a successful.
They don't even use real cameras.
Yeah.
like it's, look, I'm all for.
Well, I just recently upgraded to an actual camera. I mean, I was using one of those webcams.
Well, some of the webcams are really good, but some of
the
them.
one I wasn't. So I mean, I've upgraded to an actual camera. I've upgraded my audio. I'm doing things to try to be better. I'm not perfect yet.
You gonna use that Carmex or keep that thing in your damn hand?
I like playing with things. It's what I do. It's keeps me. I mean, hell, I've got squish balls and everything else around just to keep myself busy.
I get squishing a squish ball, but a little Carmex thing, it's like, why are you trying to squish that shit, dude?
It's
He
we're not
fidgets. He's a fidgeter.
Yeah,
You're not gonna
Make money or panhandle on the internet. See, that's the thing. See, I actually, this is a mental discussion I've been having with myself. Do I want to be a panhandler or do I want to be a content creator that gets paid? I have no problem with audience. Matter of fact, I enjoy audience support. I like the idea that people are willing to send me their money and donate and all of that. I really do. I would like it a lot better if I could get Hornady to write me a check for $50,000 for the year. I'm way more interested in that. I'm way, way, way more interested in much
having more of a corporate sponsor model over a crowdfunding /
much more
interesting model. I get that.
Well, and I guess that depends on the objective you have for what you're building. If you are building something
pro
where you want to make money, then you have to have a model structure to support that.
Well, I think that you have to have the right show, right? And this is the interesting thing about this debate sphere, panelverse, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's nobody that wants to pay you to do it. They just don't. I
No,
had originally
really.
intended with my stream, my original intention, and I've said this many times, was to talk politics and develop my daytime show, especially into a political show that I would then get paid during the midterms by a PAC, which could still happen. Now that we're going to start ramping up the political stuff during the daytime, I'll go to 3 shows a week and start really focusing more on the political going into the midterms. I'd rather get paid by, and I've said this many times, I would rather, 100% rather have a PAC pay me than my audience pay me. 100%.
So why is that?
Why is
that's
that?
interesting. Yeah, why is that? That's a curious notion.
Because every person in my audience works for their money.
Mm-hmm. And the PAC
Okay.
just has money just sitting there.
Yeah, why do I want to pick the pockets of my audience?
It's more
So the
about
reason why I would
longevity
go ahead
is
and
the way
think Althea-
I see it. If you have a corporate sponsor, you have a political action committee sponsor, you're basically you have more longevity because the pockets are a little bit deeper.
No, they're a lot
And-
deeper.
Yeah, and you're not. One of the most annoying things.
Yeah.
I go to listen to someone talk, and then in the middle of something very deep and nuanced, they stop for a moment, and then suddenly I'm hearing about My Pillow or the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire is almost egregious with their messaging, but it's worse than the obscene profit breaks that certain individuals take, where they basically try to guilt the audience into paying. Look, there's nothing wrong with audience paying. I think that's a great thing. That's them showing appreciation. But if you stop in the middle of a segment to grift, I think that's bad. There's nothing
I would
wrong
say
with having commercials. You know, you finish with a good segment, you complete your entire thought, and then in between segments, you run a commercial or a read or something like that. I think that's better. It makes for better flow of the show, everything else.
Yeah. So I talked to Rob Knorr about this. Rob Knorr was actually offered money in Pennsylvania to talk about something. And he didn't do it, I think, because he couldn't say anything bad about Trump. I think that was the deal, is he couldn't say anything negative. And maybe it wasn't Trump. Maybe it was about the candidate. He couldn't say anything negative, which he is at some point. He said, I didn't know that I ever would, but I wanted the option to. Right. And, you know, Dusty's correct. The PAC will control your content more than the audience will. Yeah, to some degree, that's true. But to other degrees, it isn't. And I still, again, I just, I don't really want to, I don't feel like picking the pockets from, of my audience too much. I mean, I really appreciate every single donation sent in, like this one from Chuck, $5 from Chuck in Tennessee. Just wait till Grid's vitamins come out. You won't ever see that. However, since you bring up vitamins and things, I haven't actually been taking any vitamins, but I have. So I came back in June, I believe, spring break. I went to Alaska for spring break. I came back. I was 243 pounds. Today, I hit my goal of 205 pounds.
That's awesome.
And now I've reset the goal to 195. I'm not happy. I can lose more. So, so since you bring it up, I know you were being facetious, Chuck. I gotta bring that up. Get Pentuple to take those vitamins. He does look a little unhealthy. I got to be honest. But and you know, you're right, not wrong, Jason. I did have my second child at 50, so obviously my vitality works just fine.
There you go. The Grid Super Vitality supplements. You gotta get it. It makes you a real man.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, and it may not do packs. It may be, a foundation or something like that. But I would rather do that. I would rather Hornady pay me. I would rather Lucas Oil Protect the Harvest. I'd rather have those guys pay me. I like those guys a lot. And I'm going to be reaching out to all of those guys over the next probably 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, I wish
Holy
I
crap!
had
The Powder Dusty has sent me $10. Grid might be skinnier than me by now. That's true. It's interesting because I was on whatever and Brian's like, "How much you weigh?" And I was like, "I'm at 215," and he's like, "You weigh less than me." I'm like, "What can I say? All that cereal could be."
So it's
I
interesting.
can't believe that Powder. I got to put that back up. Powder Dusty sent me $10. What about that? Appreciate that. I know he comes by every $10 very, very hard. It's not easy. Not easy being Powdered Dusty. But
It's interesting you bring up the Hornady thing.
Do we have somebody drop?
You got to.
I thought we had 6 up. Did we not?
No, we didn't.
Maybe whatever. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm just bullshitting all tonight, but
Well,
nobody came up to debate, man, except you guys.
It's something to do.
If I
It
had
is something to do.
numbers,
We don't have a third judge. Anson, man, I'm really bummed that Anson's not around. I need to figure out what's going on with Anson. So
if I had my druthers, I would have Chevron USA fund me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh, big oil." Yes, big oil, definitely big oil, because energy is what runs this country. And in my hometown of Pascagoula, Mississippi, Chevron is the big oil representative there, so I fully support them.
Sorry, that just hit. That hit so hard. that hit just right. Oh man, that was Chris Lestrange. I don't know what happened to Anson. I know that he wasn't able to come to my event at DebateCon because his ex-wife was having a medical procedure. No, I've not heard anything since then. The other day, Marilyn was on and said something about he had, for some reason, had something terrible happen, and she wouldn't be very specific about it. I don't know if she was just kind of guessing or had a feeling or whatever, but I've not heard from him. He's not answered. Powder Dusty request to time out Chuck from the chat. Unfortunately, we don't normally we don't do that here. Maybe we could make an exception this one time. I don't know. You'd have to talk to him. Mike Balls is on it. Got you, Flo. 10 minutes. Mikey's on it. Mikey's ruthless. Mikey, don't get on the wrong side of Mikey Balls. So yeah. So yeah, I'm going to be doing the new show is going to be the new show that I launch in January. I should have sponsors for it by midsummer. That's the goal. And
here's the question that I've got for you is you talk about Hornady and these corporate sponsors, and you're like, I would just love it if they go ahead and write me a check of $50,000, right? But the question is, how do you go ahead and take that $50,000 of their marketing budget and get them $500,000 in sales?
All right, so that's a great question. So let me first of all, I'm just picking on Hornady because I know the family and I joke with them all the time that they need to cut me a fucking check. Them and the Lucas guy, the guys from Lucas Oil. I love the Lucas family, and they're such great people. And literally every time I'm in Missouri, anywhere near the Lucas Ranch, I'll stop by and I'll be like, when you guys gonna start paying me? Put me on the payroll. You know? But anyway, so I just like to harass people, you know, publicly if possible. So there's a lot of different ways that sponsorship works. What I will be doing in the new show, there'll be some product placement, I'm sure, logos, maybe commercials, maybe not. It's not going to be a panel show. It's not going to be anything like this at all. Nothing like this. We're going pro, not pro. Right now, I'm not pro. This is fuck around time. I now understand a little bit more. You know what? The Powdered Dusty has double dog dared Chuck to time him out. So let's see that happen. Anyway, so one of the things I learned in racing is that sponsorship and racing has nothing to do with how you perform on the track, what you look like, nothing. It's all about what you can do for that company. And hey, there's Sport Brand right there. That was a single dog. Well, you should need to double dog him. So the couple of industries that I'm going to be prodding for sponsorship will probably come on board without a lot of there's Chuck. What's up, Chuck? How are you?
I can't time him out while I'm timed out.
You can't time him out while he's timed out?
Yeah. It won't let me do anything.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You got to time it right.
Yeah, you got to just get the timing right. But I don't think I'm going to have any problem really with reaching out to the market. I already know most of the people I'm going to be talking to anyway, and they know me and they know who I am and they know what I do. So, which one?
Are you Black and Blackbird?
Can you be more specific? Which old man?
There's a whole lot of old men in here. Back in my day.
Suck it, old man. But we know who's got the money, you young buck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dusty, we've seen him donate 3 times.
Yeah, that's my money he's giving away. I just don't get it.
So my thinking going forward is I'm going to leave this show pretty much the nighttime show pretty much be just what it's always been. Just probably I don't know if I'm going to continue to do the debate show, probably. But it'll be maybe once a month, or I got to figure out a way to incentivize people to show up and monetize it in such a way that the people that come on here are somehow rewarded. So there's a way to do it. I just haven't gotten there yet. The daytime show will stay what it is. Political. I'm going to rename it. It's going to be a different channel or a different name than this, because with the,
is it going to be nationwide or statewide?
I mean, it'll be on YouTube, so it's worldwide, but.
Oh, well, I meant the politics you cover.
Oh, the politics will be national.
Okay.
I'll do some world stuff. I'm going to keep doing world stuff, but mostly, I'll continue to do the way I do it during the day now, where I do national, global, and then local to me if it's interesting, but honestly, the local stuff just doesn't seem to get much.
You think
can always bring back the
menu.
menu. Sorry?
You think Marsha Blackburn's going to win the governor?
God, I hope so.
Who's she running against? Do you know?
Some Muslim chick.
Oh my God, not again.
Oh, you know what? I think that Muslim chick ought to win. I think
No,
there's
don't
what?
ruin
No.
George needs
Hear
to
me out.
burn again.
Hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. All right. So we've got a communist who's running New York, right? And so the world is going to get to see, or at least America is going to get to see what that looks like when you put a communist in charge of some shit, right?
See,
So I think you need to do the same thing with a hardcore Muslim. You need to put them in charge of something like a city or a state and let America see what that looks like. And once they see what that looks like, they're going to be like, fuck that shit. Get it the fuck out of our country.
Let that be your state. Let that be your state, not mine.
Exactly.
Let's not do that to a great state like Tennessee. You know, here.
yeah, don't do that here.
I'll pick a shithole. How about California?
There will literally be shooting involved. Listen, here's
California or Oregon. You know, let's.
All I'm gonna say is Battle of Athens, and that's not Athens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm just going to remind you that we do not take lightly. We do not take politics lightly around here. Interestingly enough, I think that the mayor of New York is. I think that it's on purpose. I think that he's going to say everything I want to get done. The governor vetoes, because that's what's going to happen. The governor is just going to say, no, you can't do that. 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 And he's just going to sit there and whine and cry about how he's being hamstringed and all of these things that he wants to do would be so wonderful if only the governor would let it happen. And it's going to just sit there and sing in a bunch of dumbasses' ears.
You say that, but hold on. Yeah, the state and local houses are both just as leftist as he is. And the governor, Hochul, actually just endorsed him recently, bucking against the old guard of her party because she's in a really close, presumptively going to be in a very close election against Elise Stefanik for the governor's race because she is super unpopular. She's a prickly bitch, and nobody likes her, so she has to have that Mondami vote in 2026. I think she's going to sign off a few things.
I thought Lee Zeldin would have won it last time, but he didn't.
I think just from looking at what's going on in the state, what has been going on for a few years now, I think that Mamdani's not going to have carte blanche to change anything he fucking wants, but very, very few restrictions. And so we're definitely going to get to see what it looks like when a communist gets to run riot on a part of America. And we really need that right now with all these people who are like, yay, communism, yay, socialism. It's like, I don't think you understand how bad that shit is and why people in our history of America died to not let it happen here. Like, you're going to get to see it. You're going to realize it now.
He's going to have too many financial handcuffs on him, though. Like, in order to go ahead and do the full Tommy thing, I think he's just not going to have enough funding to be able to do every line item on his agenda, or even like a quarter of the line items on his agenda. And so he'll go ahead and blame all these people for either leaving New York and the tax base shrinking, or blame the state of New York because he's not getting the state level funding he needs to go ahead and do what he needs to do.
That doesn't matter, though.
You can't go ahead and incur debt.
No. Listen. Yeah. No. I get that. What I'm saying is that doesn't matter. See, a short-term thinking like what you're doing right now, I understand that, right? Long-term thinking, 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now, people still being able to say, fuck that shit, we're not doing that again. Okay, so like, I understand what you're saying. And yeah, short-term, year, 2 years, 5 years, maybe, people might think like that, right? What people are going to see, though, is what the core is of what it is that he's trying to do and how much it is defiling the way of life that people in America want to have, the American dream, right?
You're arguing accelerationism, and I'm with you. They voted for this shit. Let them get good and hard what they fucking voted for, and let them set an example of
Here's the deal with that. Is I don't think that you're wrong to go ahead and say what you're saying, but I think that the issue is he's not going to be able to implement the things he wants to implement. So we're not going to go ahead and get the true example to compare it against for the long term that you're talking about.
I think
he will. He'll play the race card. He'll play the religion card. He will play every card he fucking can, just like Obama did. By the way, Obama's not black. He's Pakistani and white. So I don't know why he said, I'm a proud black American and got the black vote. You stupid fuckers that were black that voted for him, yeah, he fucking got one over on you for sure. He fucking lied through his teeth and y'all fell for it. That's insane. That is literally insane.
It worked.
I know it worked. I see it. I saw it. I saw it twice. But I don't understand. I do not understand how you can be so dumb as to fall for that.
No, what got Obunga in the office had nothing to do with the black people. Black people don't attribute for anything when it comes to voting. It was white liberal women, and
that's true.
So
I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying though is he definitely lied to every one of them. And had they not voted for him and voted in a different direction, the landslide would not have been the landslide it was. And it would have been a little better representation of what was actually going on. However, it was not. It looked like a landslide, which made people believe that he was going to be an awesome president or really have their interest at heart or whatever fallacious bullshit he was telling people, you know?
What proof do you have that it's from Pakistan?
His dad's parents. His dad was born. His dad was in Kenya. His dad's parents migrated there from Pakistan. How do you not know this? This was the first time that people were bitching about his birth certificate. Like he was saying this shit. He went on an interview and actually said this. I don't even understand.
I'm looking. I don't see any proof for it all. I don't see him ever saying this. His grandparents, Barack Obama Sr., the president's father, was born in Kenya. There's no Pakistan ancestry in his family line. I've never heard this before at all.
I'll say the only thing but it wasn't his rhetoric that got him elected. It really wasn't. He was on the Democrat ticket, and he had the right skin color. And what was the thing? He sounded like a clean, articulate young Negro, and that is what guilted a lot of the white people into voting for him, because it's about time we give one of them a chance. That's really all it was. It was literally an activist vote. He turned out to be a so-so president. He wasn't great. He wasn't horrible. He is considered great because
he was horrible.
But he's the first one. He's the first one with a permanent tan, and that is what got him elected. Okay, it is his melanin content. It wasn't the content of his character or anything he said or did.
Wow, so it had something to do with him playing the black card, huh?
No, it had everything with the white guilt going, well, it's about time we give one of them a chance. That's all it was. You know,
I don't remember that rhetoric.
His rhetoric wasn't all that good. Hope and change. It was stupid. You know,
who was he running against?
It turns out, let's see, he ran against Romney and then McCain. You know, really, you couldn't find two more lukewarm.
It's true.
Piss buckets to run against.
Yep.
So I don't. Obunga won because of skin color and white guilt. There is nothing he did or anything. He was a clean, articulate young Negro who spoke at a DNC rally, and people went, "Wow, he's talented and he has charisma." That's what got him the ticket. That's all it was. And to secure the racist vote, they put Joe Biden behind him.
If that's all it was, then Cory Booker, fucking that Scott dude that ran in the primary on the Republican side, all these people would have said there was a little more to it than that. He was more a little bit. No. A little bit of it was strategic. His campaign purposely hid his stances on things so that nobody could do Oppo research against him. He had media outlets burying information of him previously resigning on the.
So he had the DNC machine behind him. That doesn't mean he was talented or anything like that. It's literally he was the hand-picked person.
He was
unattackable. Really didn't want Hillary.
He was unattackable because of that reason, is what I'm saying. Like he
was unattackable because of his skin color. And every time someone did attack him, they went, "Oh my God, you're a racist." Well, guess what?
True.
The word doesn't work anymore. So they got to find something new. So So now you're Islamophobic, you're xenophobic, you're transphobic, you're some other phobic, but hey,
I'm not afraid of any of them. None of those things are a phobia for me. I just don't like that shit. That's all.
I am phobia
Those
phobic.
words work anymore either.
I'm phobia
Full
phobic.
litany of working.
And when you bring up phobias, it triggers my phobia.
But if you really want to talk, why Cory Booker, have you ever heard Mushmouth talk? He speaks cleanly, but he sounds like an idiot when he does it. You want to talk about the Republican guy? He's too sanitized. If you really want to see good,
I'm gonna type some shit into Google so I can understand what the fuck it is you're talking about. Who the fuck is Cory?
You can do that while being silent.
He's
I don't know who. I don't give a shit about this dude. Never
Senator
heard
from
him
New
before.
Jersey.
Don't fucking care.
He's ran for president
Congratulations.
twice. He's a senator from New Jersey. He's
that explains why I don't remember him. He's from such a small fucking state. It's like I don't even fucking care.
He's on
He's from
important
the armpit
Senate
of America.
committees.
It's literally shaped like an armpit.
He's on important Senate committees and shit. He's a leading top Democrat in the party. Like decides the party strategy. He's a pretty important figure.
Yep. Don't know who he is. Don't care.
But if you really want to see, what actual true black politicians look like in the most authentic form, go look at some of the first senators and congressmen that happened to be melanated that came into the office. But by the way, they ran under the Republican ticket.
That happened to be black, you mean?
Huh?
That happened to be black, you mean?
Yeah, they're black politicians, actual black politicians. Obama was not a black politician. He was a white guy with black skin. That's why he was acceptable to the Democrats.
Who was ran by who?
I don't know, man. I'm not in those circles.
It kind of sounded like you had like a personal understanding, or something like that. There's a lot of people that have like some kind of weird personal understandings about these things, and they're like, I believe this. Like some people call them conspiracy theories, or whatever.
I look at these people and just see them as generic people that can be marketed to the general public. That's what most of these
there you go, Jason. I feel like that's for you.
I mean, sure.
I think that he's referring to your comment about Barack.
Oh, yeah, Obunga. Yes, I refuse to call him by his name.
Are you a big fan of Clerks 2?
Clerks 2, not the best one. Clerks 1 is definitely goated. Anything that was literally filmed with security cameras is awesome.
Which name? The one that he's got his college degree under, or the one that he ran for president under?
I mean, look, Barry Obunga. I refuse to call him Obama because it doesn't matter. Okay?
That's kind of crazy to me too. The fact that somebody used a different name and got student aid for their college degree in that name, and yet that college degree applies to their actual name somehow. How the fuck does that work?
You got me.
Yeah, all I know is that he was raised by a single white woman. His father was never in his fucking life. In fact, that was the most black thing he had going for him.
So
beyond that, he was just a white guy who grew up at a Muslim madras.
He registered as Barry Obama. He did not graduate at that. He transferred to Columbia. He used his official name in Columbia and Harvard, and both his degrees say Barack Obama. Barry was his high school nickname.
That's okay. So he got the name changed before he graduated then, and that's how he got away with that. Makes sense. I was curious about that. I never dug into it myself.
Yeah,
I was
maybe in the 70s they were more relaxed policy on the names you could use to apply for college, and then when he went to an official university, they're like, "Hey, motherfucker, you can't do that shit."
Yeah, that makes sense. But somehow his student aid still applied to the. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I know he did a lot of work with the Weather Underground guy. I can't remember his name, but he was like the guy that announced his political debut.
The Weather
The Weather
Weather
Underground guy.
Underground.
He was a
Bill
professor.
Arms
Bill
or
Ayers.
Ames?
Bill Ayers.
Bill Ayers. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that
From
asset. Yeah.
Chicago. Yep.
Yeah. So Barack Hussein Obama started out as a political organizer in Chi-town, in Chirac. And then he became senator. I think he did half a term and ran for president. During his term in the Senate, he showed up for a quarter of the votes. Still more than what Mamdani showed up for his piece in the New York City Council. So, I mean, that tells you something.
People pay way too much attention to bullshit that doesn't matter. That's what it tells me.
So he didn't have financial aid until he went to Harvard. He had a scholarship to get into his first college. And the scholarship went to Barry Obama.
A scholarship isn't aid of some kind.
No, a scholarship is a reward. Is an award.
Yeah,
So I
it's
don't really
not
consider that an aid.
financial aid generally fits under the context of like somebody paying for your college from a government status, not a private grant or something like that. Scholarship.
Scholarships you compete for.
Financial student aid, yeah, he did get before he graduated. Yeah,
Yeah. When he went to his graduate
scholarship, the scholarship was beforehand though. Was that if I remember correctly, the scholarship was from when he first started, was it not?
Yes, and then he paid
Right.
in Columbia when he transferred. He took out a loan and also from like a bank, and then also worked summer jobs as well to pay for the difference. And then he actually took financial aid in Harvard and paid it off from his 2004 book deal.
Good for him. I mean, look, he's just working the system that exists. I don't blame him for that. I know a lot of people that's taken student loans. I've known people that get scholarships.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I've known a
system's there,
bunch
you
of people
use
doing
it.
the same thing.
If you-
The thing that I've seen is kind of like what Tyler's described though, is like the guy did have a different name he started the whole thing out with, and they chose to accept the credits he had from the previous college in with what he was doing. The new place that he went, along with the federal student aid, he changed his name so that he could get accredited there with his real name. And somehow all of that still applied. It is a problem in the system. I
Well-
mean, it's something that it's actually happened a number of times, and it's something that people don't really point out a whole lot. How you could fraudulently say, "I am X person," right? Get financial student aid, pay for whatever it is that you're going to college for. Off of that, change your name while in college to whatever it's actually like, whatever your name actually is. Get the diploma, get the certificates and whatnot, everything that you're trying to get out of college under your real name. However, when you started the process, you were somebody else. And our government doesn't seem to give a shit about that at all.
Well, I mean, our government also accepts the fact that men can decide to become women.
Well, I don't know if the government really so much. I mean,
No,
definitely
allowed
some
it on-
people.
but-
Definitely some people in the government made it so that was possible in certain institutions, right? I don't disagree with that. But
Well,
to say the
if
government
they allow
itself
that-
it's like,
if they allow that to happen, then it is the government actually signing off on it. If you can,
fair enough. Yeah,
you
fair enough.
know.
I get what. Yeah.
So that's where I am with that. Yeah, I just our government, and I work for the government. Our government's fucked up. It really is. It's been infested with the ultra PC bullshit. I mean, there's people in the organization I work for that put their pronouns in their signature line. Disgusting. I hate that. And I work for Department of War. And people put that shit in their line. We kill people for a living. Our entire existence is to break people's shit and kill them. But
I mean,
we gotta be worried about getting someone upsetty spaghetti because you want to be called Tiffany, but you sound like John.
That's Yeah, that's definitely a problem that was going on within some parts of the government.
But what our government allows to happen, I mean, is insane. But when it comes to things like transferring credits from college to college, I'm not going to lie. I've attended what four different colleges on the community college level, and I transferred as many of the credits over to the University of Oklahoma when I attended there, and they accepted most of my credits. I still had to do X amount of credits in order to receive my diploma from the University of Oklahoma, because at the end of the day, they're a business and they're not going to give you a diploma until you've paid enough to that institution.
Right.
So I had to do that for my degrees. Transferring colleges, though, and hell, I've changed my degree majors, multiple times as well, because I never knew what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I still am trying to figure that one out. But at least now I have 2 degrees. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. That is a sad thing, man. Toys R Us used to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it used to be.
But that, I mean, even that retail giant conglomerate died. It was over specialized is the problem.
Well, it actually was killed, but
yeah.
$2 came in from Raging Patriot 1776. I thought this was funny. I left it up there for a little while. His dad left for Newports and grape drank. See ya. It's true. I thought that was funny as fuck.
Well, did you ever deal with Joe Lewis, Grid? On the Twitch poll side?
No, I don't.
So he was kind of a black separatist, and during the times of the hippy dippy, he was talking about how he is black and all the how black he is and everything else. And I looked up his past, and I'm like, bro, you were raised by 2 white people. The blackest part of you left your mother, and then your mother left you for an adoption agency where you're raised by white people in the suburbs. But yes, go ahead and tell us about all your street cred. And he thought that was the worst thing in the world. And I'm like, dude, think about where you are. Think about where you came from, where you are today. He's like a teacher or whatever. I'm like, you made it where most didn't, but you want to attribute that to the thing that left you behind. And I never understand the grievance politics of it all. But that's really what he tried playing up to. And yeah, that's what Obunga did. Obunga did, hey, look at my skin color, for shizzle, vote for me.
Yeah, no, I that's what I was pointing out earlier when I said he literally said, I'm a proud black American.
But he did that for the white people to vote for him. It really wasn't about the black people, because
that may well be. I don't know. What I do know is him making that statement guaranteed him the win.
Yeah. If honestly, I think the best black politicians that exist are the ones that rarely even acknowledge race. I want to see someone authentic, and most politicians you see on a national stage are the most inauthentic things you've ever seen. That's one of the reasons why Donald Trump is considered to be so popular.
Isn't that one of the pre-requirements to be a politician?
Absolutely not. To believe it or not.
I apologize. I missed one of these. $5 from the Heroes Forge. It was a great pleasure sharing the stage with you, gentlemen. I hope you all have an excellent evening. Look forward to a debate soon. Yes, we'll promote the debate. Maybe we'll do one this week.
Well, and this is a tough week. Okay, so
yeah, it's holidays and
with the Thanksgiving weekend, things won't get normal until next week, and then it's only going to be normal for about 2 weeks, and then you're going to have your Christmas and New Year's break. This is just a slim time for YouTube, and honestly, when the only reason why I came is because Grid's like, hey, we need debaters. Okay, well, I'll come up. I wasn't planning on debating, Evidently, we're not debating tonight.
Yeah, we're not going to debate tonight.
But-
We have to have a show. We have to have at least 6 debaters, 3 judges, and me.
Yeah.
If we
And
don't have that,
yeah,
it's not a good
pointless. No, it isn't. And I support you, Grid. You're a fun guy to stream with and everything. And people
Appreciate
who are
that.
like, well, I don't really understand Grid. I'm like, well, okay, he's a Gen Xer. Okay. We're made a little different.
I'm pretty easy to understand.
Yeah. But when you look at the internet political side of things, us Gen Xers are a little different. We're built a little different. We don't cry about the same things and stuff like that. Yes, Adam, we would be completely fine with anti-Zionists joining debates. All opinions are welcome, just as long as you stay within terms of service.
I don't get involved in all it.
Yeah, it's
all opinions are not
even
welcome.
If I did, even the most interesting thing is that nobody can really say which side I'm on, and that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. And see, I'm a proud Zionist, but I'm on the side of America, and all I care about is America. So at the end of the day, it's like, do we have to send money to X country? Absolutely not. In fact, divert all money from all countries. I don't care. And also, sovereignty is a thing. Therefore, those countries can run themselves as they want to. That's why I had to ask Jake the other night, well, do you believe in sovereignty? If you want to proselytize Christianity in a Muslim majority country where it's illegal, but you believe in sovereignty, you can't do that. You'll have to conquer them. You'll have to colonize them. You'll have to do something along those lines, so you're not violating principles of sovereignty.
So basically, you have to do what the Muslims are doing all over the world in order to get away with it.
No, they're actually set up to where no one can do that to them. They have laws that state that if you try to proselytize other religions other than Islam, they can kill you.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I understand quite a bit about
But we in the liberal world, we allow for people to come into our country and openly subvert our country.
I'm saying in order for you to combat that effectively, you would have to go out into other countries and do the same thing they're doing. Is what I'm saying, because they're doing it right now, and they're slowly subverting other countries.
But they're doing it
them,
legally,
and then just flat out getting offensive with shit and doing it illegally, and nobody's
they're
stopping
doing
them.
it legally. I am saying for us to have to avoid the legality, because legally they have set themselves up to where that can't happen. In order for us to do those kind of things, we would have to overthrow their government. We would have to take control of their government, and we would have to rule it to allow that to happen.
Right, but they would kill you. So like the thing is, like you're saying they're doing it legally. Okay, so I'll give you they're doing it legally until they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's how they do it.
I mean, I think that you have to. I just go back to the same thing I said last night, which is the problem with America is we want to change other countries, but we don't want to. We don't seem to understand that the way that you change another country is you have to conquer it and impose your will upon it. And we try and walk this knife edge, which doesn't exist. It's air. It's you can't see it, breathe it, nothing. It's just it doesn't exist, and yet we keep believing that it exists, that we can somehow go over, fight a war with a bunch of people, give them the land back. Okay, be good now, kids. And they're not going to start fighting again or doing the exact same thing that we just told them not to do. I mean,
well,
I know that. I have a 5-year-old. I get this a lot. I mean, I actually understand this on a deep level.
Mm-hmm. But what they cite is, well, we were successful in Germany and Japan and South Korea. What they fail to understand is, or comprehend, is that those cultures that they have naturally actually works with Western type cultures already.
Right.
If you
And
wanted to
this
impose that on
one
a
does not.
non-Western, yes,
Right.
Islam does not. Islam is not
No,
compatible
no.
with
Well,
Western values or anything like that.
no, because it's not just a religion. It's a war book. And that's the thing. It's like it literally teaches them subjugate the people, subvert the people until you can subjugate until you can annihilate, then
Yes,
annihilate. Like
yes.
it is a playbook for overthrowing the entire fucking world
Mhm.
is basically what it is.
And
And we allow it. We allow it in the world, and that's a problem. That really is a problem.
yes, I have openly said that one of the best things that we could do for the world would be to eliminate Islam from the face of it.
I don't
But
disagree.
but people say that's genocidal, homicidal, and all the other idols.
No, it's not.
Uh, but I mean, if I had
It
my druthers, there would be A10 runs going on at Mecca, while they do the Hajj. I mean, they line up perfectly for the gun runs, and then we
yeah.
follow it up with a couple of B-52s dropping stars. But
Shit, I mean personally, I would just put a few galaxies in orbit and just have them open up anytime they felt like opening up. Just be like, oh, you want to open it, go for it. Just whenever, you see a couple, go for it, have it. I don't
Mhm.
mind. You got heat on your if flare still? Oh, just fucking annihilate the heat. Oh, you think it might be the sand? Fuck it, shoot it anyway. You know?
But it's one of those things that people haven't read enough on Islam to understand exactly what it is. Um,
Sure.
People make all these, and if you're against this one group of individuals, then you must be for this other group.
Yeah, the false
You know,
dichotomies. Yeah.
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 So
No, and I agree with you. I mean, the really big problem with being really read on Islam is the people who are really read on Islam are the people who are following Islam, and they're literally told to lie to everybody else about what Islam
yes,
actually says. So
and
it's
it
like
is
you
morally
can't trust them,
acceptable. Well, it's
right?
morally
Yeah.
acceptable to lie to the infidel.
Yep.
Whatever
It's
you have to tell
okay.
the infidel, it's
Yeah.
completely fine.
Yep. The craziest thing that I learned about Islam, and this is, I mean, I'm in amongst all the crazy things it's got. All right, if you are not already of Islamic blood, right? If you were not born of Islamic blood,
Mhm.
um, you can actually not be graped. You're not allowed to say no, so you can't be graped. So it's not considered grape within their religion if they do something like that to someone who's saying no, who is not Islamic.
Well, so originally Islam would only be the only people that were allowed to convert over to Islam were of Arabic descent. If you weren't of Arab
Right.
descent, you couldn't
Right.
convert. They ran into a problem when they started the conquering of Persia
Right.
because they're not Arabs. And
Hmm.
so this was after the death of Muhammad, may shit and piss be upon him. And
That
it
that was a
was
bad death. Should have let him live for a little bit longer. Let
he,
people really see the crazy that motherfucker would take it to.
he
You
died of
know.
natural causes though, and I mean
Eh.
in a time where leeches and stuff were still considered means to purify blood, shit happens. So when he passed and his brother's best friend took over the Sunni side of the religion, and his child bride Aisha took over the Shia side
Mm.
of it. Um, there was these huge wars that happened between the two severing factions, and then the Khans invaded the Middle East, and so they put their shit aside and conquered the Khans culturally. Every Khan that was in charge of the Middle East during that time all converted to Islam. They converted the Khans. They changed the way the Khans thought. And they did it through subversion. They did it through
They lied to him.
we'll
Yeah.
breed you out. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the people don't understand this stuff about Islam, and I don't expect them to because it's boring. It's not fun to read about. The most fun thing is about how they war amongst each other and they kill each other over ridiculous things. It's really petty, the things that the Arabs tend to fight over.
Oh yeah.
And you know, like the only thing that really will band them together is their hatred for a certain group of individuals that are, you know, native to the region and happens to wear smaller hats than them. But that's because Muhammad said that you couldn't kill them, you could just subjugate them. So you know, even the prophet pedophile, he protected those people. So there's a bit of bitterness within the Islamic community over that. So
Sure.
it is what it is. It's interesting history to me. I'm a history nerd, and I spent a lot of time, way too much time over there in the ideals of U.S. interest. I still don't believe we had any interest there.
Oh, we had interest. I mean, there was U.S. interest. It just wasn't for the people of America.
Well, if we actually took control of those resources and not gave the goat fuckers control over them, then I would agree with you. But no, we marked ourselves out to profit a bunch of goat fuckers. We did nothing for America.
Yeah.
So I'm bitter. I am pissed about that, because my 14 years in military service, I spent about 8 to 9 of them over there in a fucking sandbox to assist corporations to make money off of me being mercenaried out, essentially, while the U.S. government was paid by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia $100 per head for every military personnel there every day, and the military passed that on to us at a whopping $3.50 a day.
Yeah, I just, you know, the fact that like our military gets paid what is considered in most states poverty wages is fucking insane to me. I still don't understand that shit.
Well, so and I will actually defend it, because with all the benefits that you get, you know, if you're a single soldier or whatever in the military making a private's pay, you're making about, I think $1,800 is what they're paid monthly now. But that's not including your free housing.
That's a lot more than it was when I was in.
That's not including your, you know, your meals that you get and everything else. Is it great pay? No. But you're also being trained in a job of some sort. And if you sign up for a bad job, that's on you. They don't force you into jobs normally.
Well,
a lot of it is so
recruiters
voluntary.
do some shady shit sometimes, but I generally agree with you.
Look, a recruiter is a used car salesman. If they're not lying to you,
I agree with you. You know, like I said, I did say I agree with you.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I mean, you know, they do some shady shit sometimes.
No, they do. They do. But
yeah, I guess the thing is that, and I get that it's a hot button right now, but it seems like, and because I've been listening, and I'll just be quiet and listen. It seems like for whatever reason, people just really want to talk about Israel more than anything else right now, and I have no fucking clue why.
So I'll actually tell you why. Because for one, the people who hate Jews, it's more fodder for them. The people who like Jews, it gives them something to argue against. It's actual content. I think it's stupid. The people who are so
I don't have any, like,
the people that are so anti-Israel. Normally, I ask them, "What do you think about Ukraine?" Because we prop up the country of Israel with $3.5 billion a year. Okay, fine, fair. Where does most of that money go? Oh, back to U.S. arms dealers. Okay. What about Ukraine? What about the hundreds of billions of dollars we pay annually? Oh, well, you know, they're fighting the Russians. Oh, the Russians are bad, you say? How are they bad? You know, I'm just curious. You know, if your standard across the board is, and this is my stance, and I'm a proud supporter of Israel, I don't think the American taxpayer should have to pay.
I get all of that. I get all of it. I would have I would rather have a conversation about the Catholics writing the Quran as a stab against Rome.
I mean, it is an interesting conspiracy.
It's a real conspiracy theory. Like, you can
Yeah.
look that shit up. Like, that somebody actually wrote that shit out. Now, I don't believe it. I think it's all
Yeah.
made up. But it's a really great conspiracy theory.
Mhm.
I mean,
Right?
that sounds like one of those things that came on a documentary, like Ancient Aliens or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it would. It would
They
be
had the
great
guy
for
with
that.
the hair, and he's like alien.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy with the hair, he'd be
I'm not
perfect for
saying
that.
it was aliens. And then this is I'm not saying it was Catholics, but it was Catholics.
You know, I've heard, man, I've heard all kinds of things, both good and bad, about Israel and all this other shit. And you know, I
just don't care.
like, yeah, generally, like most of it, the only thing that actually concerns me on any level with what's going on with Israel is like their religious sect is right now actively looking for and expecting within this generation the Messiah to come.
But
And
wait,
that's a bad thing, because if that happens, that will usher in a religious war.
okay, but Christians do the same thing. They're constantly looking for the prophecies of Revelation to come true. Okay,
Sure,
The
they're
Islamic
constantly
people-
looking for that, but
the
that's not
Islamic
going to
people do
usher in
that
a
as well.
war.
It absolutely will.
That's well, the difference is it's not necessarily going to usher in a war, right? It's like recognizing the thing, understanding that it's starting to happen, doesn't necessarily mean that war is going to happen. It means that this is a strong possibility that it might happen, right?
Well,
However,
if you believe the book of Revelations, there will be a religious war that happens when the
But
end
it's-
times come.
sure, but that was never clarified as to whether it was a spiritual thing or whether it was physically like it was here on our plane that it would happen. It wasn't like, it's not completely specified to the best of the extent that I can understand that it was here with us people necessarily. We're going to go to war with each other over. So the thing is, though, within what's going on in Israel, when this guy does come, there will be massive religious warfare no matter what. It has to happen, because he's to usher in a new era in which only those people will be allowed to exist anymore. And it's like,
Yeah.
that means genocide, slaughter of innocent people. Like, and that's a little different than like what the Christians are saying, where it's like good versus evil, you know? And so, and I understand that there's going to be some nuance to how the Christians look at shit. Different groups will say different things, but man, when a Messiah shows the fuck up for your religion, everyone a part of that religion gets under that guy, because the Messiah just showed up, bro. This isn't just like some Christians in one sect believe the revelations are happening now, some Christians in another don't. If Jesus rose, guarantee you every Christian on the planet would go, Jesus, time to get with it.
But here's the deal: the Messiah did show, and the Jews rejected him.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying what they're doing, though. You know what I mean?
No, I understand what you're saying, but you're saying when the Messiah shows, they will. Well, no, the Messiah literally showed, and they didn't. In fact, they sacrificed him to the Romans.
Right, but that's the thing, though. So the Muslims had their Messiah, and who did they call him? They made a whole book off of him.
The Messiah, the Islamic
Muhammad.
Messiah, he was a prophet. He was not the Messiah. So
they don't talk about him like that.
Well, it's because he is supposed to be held in the most highly of holy regards, because he was the prophet that founded Islam. But the reality is, if you look into their revelations and their end of times, a Messiah will show, and everything else. Which, by the way, Islam is literally a plagiarized version of Judaism.
Right.
That's all it is. It's Judaism with an Arab twist.
And with a really violent twist.
Well, that's because the Arabs were violent. I mean, that's just, and to be quite frank, everyone is violent. Christians are violent.
Sure.
If you look at the history of Christianity, we were a conquering religion
Right.
until the Catholic Church got their ass handed to them a couple times in the Crusade and said, well, maybe we're not.
Well, and I think really, I mean, I think really it's not, it's like it's not condoned. So, like, we're not like, yeah, go forth and be violent. But it's like, all right, we understand the necessity of it. So there are some times when, like, you got to go out and do what you got to do. Whereas Islam is like, every man, woman, and child should be raising arms against non-Islamics.
So where the difference is the Christian churches actually preach that. That's what launched the Crusades. That was
Right.
literally the Christian doctrine until Europe was conquered and they realized they couldn't conquer the Middle East. Okay, and then they started reforming. And most of the reformations that happened in Christianity happened with the Protestant movement. But most of the Protestant movement was more of a self-critique of Catholicism and the evils of that organization.
Yeah.
But all that came together in one, and Christianity went from a colonizing, conquering force to more of a peaceful tolerance, what we see today. And
well, I get that. I'm just saying that, like, the core of the religion, like the core of Christianity, and
the core of Christianity is bent on forcing people to convert to Christianity. If you look at the history of Christianity, we were a violent religion.
Right.
We turned that over when we realized we couldn't be violent enough.
No, I think that was a propaganda fallacy, actually. I think we could have been violent enough had we had enough people propagandized correctly. However, I mean, come on, like, but no, I think it's that the core of the religion itself doesn't teach you it's okay to just go out and kill, right? And it's very different from Islam in that Islam says it's absolutely okay for you to go out and kill people as long as they're infidels.
So what is the core of Christianity?
The core of Christianity is conversion. The core of Christianity is within conversion. Sure, I don't disagree with that.
So where is the foundation of Christianity rooted in? Is it in the teachings of Jesus Christ, or is it somewhere else?
Well, that depends on your belief structure. I would say that it started within, like, the Old Testament, moved into Christianity with Christ and whatnot, like, coming and all of that. And I get that Old Testament wise, there was a lot of violence. Old Testament wise, there was a lot of violence that was pushed. However, it's like, it's one of those things. It's like whenever Jesus did come about, we were told, all right, look, you shouldn't just be running around killing people. Like, that's not right, And the thing I'm getting at here is the difference between Christianity and Islam is Islam says you can go kill willy-nilly as long as they're not Islamic. Christianity says you really shouldn't kill, but we do understand there are times when it's necessary.
Well, the core of Christianity,
that's where,
so the reason why I asked you that is because the core of Christianity is the Old Testament, 100%. The teachings of Jesus Christ added on to the previous existing laws of God. So Jesus is where, or Yeshua, as I would call him, is where tolerance started showing up in the Christian doctrine. Because Yeshua would sit there and say, hey, wash the feet of these whores. Well, why are you washing these whores' feet? Well, they're repenting of their sins. They're coming home to God, and we should accept them. But we let them know, go forth and sin no more. And he didn't say, go forth and sin no more. Ooh, ooh. He said, don't you fucking do it. Okay. He used the daddy voice on them. Okay.
Sure.
He showed tolerance, but all at the same time, none of God's laws were ever violated by Yeshua.
So this is the question I have for you, though, is Islam also not rooted in the Old Testament?
Islam is a plagiarization of the Torah.
Okay. So is it not
possibly Grid? I
don't
know enough.
The thing is, I understand you're saying it's a plagiarized version.
Sorry, Adam. I apologize about that.
I haven't been waiting long. Don't worry.
Like I would say, most of the major religions were rooted in some way in the Old Testament. To some degree, right? And so, like, what I look at isn't so much like the Old Testament version, because they all succumbed to that at that time, but how they changed into the different religions they became. And the differences are what are key within what we're experiencing now.
So this is where my critique of Christianity comes more to light, because I say the problem with Christianity is that they discount the law set forth in the Old Testament, because they pretend that Yeshua or Jesus did away with them all because there's one story. Well, they're walking through the town on Shabbat or Sabbath, and I think it was Paul. He's like, I'm hungry, and Yeshua looks at him and says, then eat. And says, yes, but it's Shabbat. We're not supposed to prepare any meals. We don't have any prepared food. We're not supposed to work. And he says, yes, but you're hungry. Eat. He's not saying it's written in stone that if you do this, you're condemned. God can see the sins and understand the reasoning behind it and go, okay, don't make a habit of it. Okay. There are, the myth that all sins are equal. Yes, they may be equal in God's eye, but God can find reason and logic. Why did you do this? I was starving. I needed to eat. It was Shabbat.
Right.
We had to make food. Okay, fair enough. Let's try to prepare better next time. Okay, let's make up for that later. You could be forgiven for sins. That's, that is one of the biggest premises of the religion. We're all sinners and we can all humble ourselves before the Lord, and we can ask for forgiveness, and we can make ourselves better. That doesn't mean we become perfect. We just work to be better.
All true. One thing we can do right now is you can all go over and vote for me on the Streamers Award. I'm hitting enter on the. Why did it not enter? Oh wait, there we go. Why is this not? There it is.
There it is.
Just took a minute. There's a link. Go over, vote for me. We got to get those votes in. We cannot have the Machine Lies as the best education channel. That just we can't have that, guys.
His name alone says that you should not trust him.
You're in the lead.
He is the machine.
Yeah, he is. I mean, have you ever listened to anything that he talks about? It is insanity. He did a debate with Andrew once. It wasn't even really a debate. It was just like, it was total nonsense. And then I think that Powdered Dusty went over there and was talking to him, and it was like that dude.
Yeah,
I can't even.
It takes all kinds. It takes all
it
kinds.
Does. It indeed takes all kinds. So wander over there, punch the enter button, vote for me. I won last year. I did win I didn't even know I was in the running for last year, but I won. I like it. What do you got back there, Adam? What is that? Is that a Savage? What is that?
Oh, I just bought it actually for Black Friday. So let's say Ruger American in 308.
Oh,
yeah.
I had a couple of Ruger.
I don't have any Bolties, so and I saw it for sale, and it was like pretty good deal. It was like $150 off, and then I got another $30 for my military discount, and
nice.
There you go.
Couldn't beat that,
Nice.
Yeah. So
does that tripod camera there have a good zoom on it?
Wait,
the tripod.
You mean the tripod that it's on?
No, he's talking about your camera.
He's being
wants you to
funny.
zoom in on it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't think the zooms actually.
So look, I have had conversations with Adam in DMs through Pentuple. The man is interesting. What you got for us, man? Let's bring the heat, man. Bring the heat.
Well, I mean, I was chatting with what you guys were talking about earlier, and maybe I can
please contribute.
Listen, I'm not like a debater. You know what I mean?
I
also don't really care to debate. Like I only care of putting my opinions forth, where they come from. If you disagree, disagree. There's nothing I'm going to say that's going to change people's minds. That's how I look at it.
I do.
Let me kind of just scroll up just so I can kind of refresh my memory of all this.
I've always said that my one talent in life is warping young minds in my own image.
That is
so
kind of what we're commanded to do.
For the way I look at it, and this I could very easily change this opinion of mine, but I mean, currently, I think we are actually living in Revelation 11:1 right now.
Okay, so I'm unfamiliar with that quote. Could you
I'll
give
tell
me
you,
the dummy
yeah.
version of it, right?
It's basically when the actual war begins, right? Let me just read you the first 3 verses so it makes it so much easier because I can't articulate it without reading it.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's fine.
It takes me just 2 seconds here to pull it up. It's the 2 witnesses part of the Bible. I usually use the English Standard Version, by the way.
Okay.
I just prefer that. But the first 3 verses, then I was given a measuring rod like a staff, and I was told, rise and measure the temple of God and the altar and those who worship there. So in my opinion, that's basically what we're doing. We are measuring the temple. The temple being, I take that a little bit more literally, meaning the temple in Israel, right? Like where Jesus resurrected.
In the Old Testament, they actually give you the dimensions of what the temple should be. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember all the deals, but if you're really interested in that kind of stuff, look at do you know who Alfonso Rachel is?
No, not off the
So
top of my head.
Alfonso Rachel is one of the original, when Steven Crowder was just basically a newbie. He was part of a team with Steven Crowder, Michelle Malkin, and things like that on PJTV. He actually still does. He does the anti-fuddy-duddy Bible study, as he likes to call it, and he actually goes through the measurements of the temple. So this is actually referring back to a time when they said what the dimensions of a temple should be, and all temples should be that way. Now, when you say that it's going back to where Jesus resurrected and things like that, I don't know that. I can't speak on that. But the temple should be the temple everywhere. You walk into one temple, or church or synagogue or whatever you want to call it, they should, going by the biblical standard, they should all be very similar, because the Bible actually tells you how they should be built. So that's, from what I understand, that's what that reference is, but I could be wrong. I'm no scholar.
When it comes to numbers in the Bible, I don't take as literally necessarily. Like there's supposed to be, 2,000 years until like the second coming, right? And now we're in 2025, right? Mm-hmm. But and then especially in the 90s and the earlier 2000s, there was a lot of and I can't think of the exact groups off the top of my head, but I know there was a lot of discourse going on about when exactly the apocalypse is going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily think of 2,000 years means exactly on the dot 2,000 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It could be a general estimation, and I get that.
Yeah.
And
just like with the measurements that you're talking about, so I'm just saying.
So it's just like when we discuss, you understand when someone says BC and AD, right? So we use a delineation mark for that is the death of Christ, supposedly.
Yeah, but apparently that number might be a little off.
Well, we don't. So we have a great idea of when Yeshua of Nazareth was crucified, when he died. We have very good records. The Romans were very good at keeping records. The question is, based on when AD ended, or when BC ended, and AD or the Common Era begins. There's a 5 to 10 year guesstimation, depending on what scholars you talk to about that. So I would say Yeshua died at the age of 32. So if they're proper with the AD or the Common Era time that we live in today, then 2032 should be the 2,000 year mark. But I'm not certain, because some people say that the AD or Common Era, as the historians like to call it, marks the death of Christ, and other people will try to tell you that it was the birth of Christ that is the delineating factor. So it depends on what point of view that where that comes from. I don't know that answer 100%.
So let me finish with these three
Yes.
verses. So
Okay.
so I mentioned I just read verse 11:1 from Revelation,
we
right?
measured
So-
the temple and the people.
Yeah,
there.
so I kind of see it, especially with how much infighting is going on right now within MAGA about our support over Israel. I kind of relate that to what is literally happening right now, where we are basically measuring the temple. I feel like all this political discourse is us living in 11:1, and then 11:2 goes further. But do not measure the court outside the temple. Leave that out. For it is given over to the nations, and they will trample the holy city for 42 months. So I look at that as, if we pull our support from Israel, like really, I mean, you were talking about sovereignty, right? And Israel having the right to sovereignty. Okay, great. Let's see them do it without us. Without us
I
giving
have
them
no issue
money,
with that.
without us giving them weapons, without us, coming to their support anytime an issue comes up. And then I also look at the fact that, you have ICC, the International Criminal Court, I think is what it's called, has their warrant out for Netanyahu.
Okay.
They have for like the majority of this year, I believe. And there's
I
over
actually
100
discussed
nations.
this last night too. I alluded to this last night. So yeah, continue.
Yeah, so you're following where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
You have over 100 nations that are a part of, the Rome Statute with the ICC, right?
Okay.
That support this warrant. Now, obviously, the majority of these countries aren't necessarily seeking out, to actually go fulfill this warrant, like being bounty hunters. But if Netanyahu were to enter these countries, I mean, they're going to take him in, most likely, if they think they can anyways, right?
Sure about that one?
I mean...
So here's why I ask you this. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I kind of gave the caveat,
So-
if they can. Some of these
So let
countries aren't
me ask you this:
powerful
do you
enough.
believe in sovereignty?
Yeah.
Okay, so you believe that every country has a right to run themselves as they deem.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're...
okay.
I mean, I'm a libertarian, so I kind of follow more of the golden rule.
No, that's perfectly
so-
fine. Now, the U.S. is not a signatory to the ICC. They
Yeah, I know
refuse
that.
to cede sovereignty, and neither has Israel. Should
You
Israel?
pick and choose.
Should
What's that?
Israel? Should Israel cede sovereignty to the ICC?
No, they don't have to be a part of that. I'm not
Okay,
saying they have to...
so with the ICC putting out a warrant on Netanyahu, it would Israel has no reason to succumb to that. Would you agree?
Well, they would defend themselves. They're not gonna.
No,
they're not gonna
they don't-
submit to it necessarily.
But they don't
obviously,
have to
but-
defend themselves because they're not a signatory. They don't even recognize it as legitimate. The U.S. really doesn't recognize the U.S.
Well,
will sit there
we
and
do
say the
use it a
ICC
lot.
is legitimate just as long as they're not messing with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so the ICC is not even legitimate under the U.S. standard. So these other 100 countries, how many countries have actually signed to the ICC that they will?
It's like
submit all their-
109 or something like that.
But
how many countries could actually enforce the ICC?
I'd have to look at a
That's
list.
the more
I don't know
important
which
question.
ones are third
Yeah,
world
yeah,
and which
yeah.
ones actually have militaries and whatnot.
So-
I'm just kind of alluding to the fact of,
Well, I
You
get
know,
what you're
there are
saying, but
countries
here's
that
the other
are-
side of it. So here's the other side of it that I would like for you to consider. So if Netanyahu visits country X, I don't care which one it is, and they decide that they're going to apprehend a diplomat of a foreign country and hand them over to an organization in which they had not ceded their sovereignty to, what will that do?
War.
Yes.
well, yeah, that's what I mean.
That-
That Israel
so-
will defend themselves. They don't
Well, and
recognize
how
that they're
will
not going to
how
surrender
will
to
and
it.
should how will and ought Israel defend themselves and their
They're
their
gonna- Well, they have
they're gonna
nukes.
what? Yes.
They have
Get 'em.
nukes.
So-
They'll get them back.
So the probability of any country doing that, I would argue, is zero.
I mean, Iran
Right.
already tried.
Iran didn't try shit. If Iran could not do shit, I hate to break this to you. They don't have the logistical capacity to invade Israel, and the only way that you're ever going to
No,
take
by
control of the
themselves.
country is through even. And look, this has been proven multiple times. Arabs cannot fight with each other. All they can do is fight against each other. It is a cultural issue with them. You marry that with their lack of intelligence, because of the cousin fucking and the inbreeding that all happens
mhm.
there. It's just
But not
it's
all of them.
possibility.
You're even saying that there's infighting. They don't. The
Yes.
Muslims don't even agree with each other. Like we're
Yes,
super friendly with the Saudis,
Well-
but we hate Iranians. You know.
Yes,
I don't. I can't
so-
say I even really blame them though. I mean, when you've got like 2% of the men that are allowed to have 100% of the women, and the other 98% of the men aren't getting laid and aren't procreating, it's like you're going to have some people get fucking mad about that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the reason why I bring you down this logic train is to simply show I understand what you would like to happen. I mean, we've discussed things. I disagree with you, but I'm willing to hear you out. I'm just saying from a political aspect, from a geopolitical aspect, it definitely won't happen.
No,
Because you're talking about a nuclear armed society. And if you actually hand over one of their diplomatic entities, one of their governmental entities, to a foreign organization of which they have not ceded sovereignty to, that is an act of war. And the act of war isn't against the ICC. The act of war would be against the country that actually arrested their diplomat. And so if you want your homeland to be destroyed, that is a great way to do it.
well, and I mean, you could look. To be fair, Jason, take the nuclear armed part of it out. All right, the only country on the planet that has the capability of defending against the Mossad would be America. There is no other country on the planet that could withhold a good resistance against them.
Well,
if we took Netanyahu, we could probably keep him away from them. I don't know. It'd be a good fight.
Well,
Any other
that's why I'm
country?
saying if we
No.
pull our support, it changes everything if we pulled our support.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'll tell you this 100% 10 toes down. There is no country in the world that has the logistical means to do expeditionary fighting the way the United States does. There is no negotiating on that. There is no country that can match our logistical strength. Now, in order to project power outside of your region, you must have that logistical footprint. Israel doesn't have it. None of the Arab countries have it. Hell, Russia has somewhat of a logistical footprint, but nowhere near enough to keep a sustained war. Hell, they can't even keep it on the outskirts of their
They have funding problems.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah,
struggling with Ukraine.
I can't imagine them. I can't believe how much time we waste talking about Israel. Hey guys, you probably haven't
It's a hot topic.
have not paid much attention to the news, but there's been a mass shooting in California at a birthday party at an ice cream shop.
Oh my God.
When?
14 injured at 8:30 their time, which is about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
Brand new. It's fresh.
How many is it? 14?
14 people injured, 4 dead, 10 more injured. It's an ice cream. It was at an ice cream shop at a birthday party, a kid's birthday party, children's birthday party, in Stockton, California.
Yeah, Stockton's a shithole.
The sheriff's office said that there are indications that the shooting could have been a targeted attack. I'm not really sure which gang runs Stockton, but I'm sure there is one. It's California after all.
Yeah, Stockton's is
most
absolutely
likely-
the whole city is ghetto.
It's most likely the illegal immigrant kind.
Well, so if it's
gang.
if it's drug gang, then probably the Crips. But they also just thwarted an Afghan national, that one of the people that got brought over from Biden.
That's here in Texas, actually.
Yeah, they just thwarted
bombs.
supposed bombing attempt. So I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now. I would hazard to speculate on anyone that would be.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it literally just had it just literally popped up. And I was like,
Yeah.
is
like
there
breaking
anyone
news.
injured, or did you?
Yeah,
say
4
that?
dead.
I missed it. Jesus.
4 dead,
14 victims
10
total were
injured,
shot.
14 total victims.
Jesus Jones. That's horrible.
I have obviously they're not going to tell us anything. So 8:39 local time is 10:39 my time.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't even
So-
have the suspect.
They
They're
don't
still
have
trying
it.
to
I don't-
identify him. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, they're trying to identify the suspect. Yeah, it's literally just happened
Cheese and crackers.
while we were talking. So that's pretty crazy. So we'll be looking into that. This is what honestly, this is what happens, man, when people know that you're a soft target. When
Yeah.
when people know nobody's going to be armed, when people know
Yeah.
that this is what happens, it's going to keep happening. It's a shame. It's a literally horrible thing to have happen.
Yeah.
And,
But hey, man, we should take all semi-automatic weapons away from people, right?
well, as shockingly, that poor lady soldier that was shot. She was shot with a .357 revolver.
Yeah.
So.
And they haven't come out and said if it was single or double action. I would imagine it was double action.
Good evening, unapologetic preacher. Good to see you in the chat. As we're about to end, I do end at 11, so we're in that literally last minute. I will go a little bit longer, but I'm very in it, and I'll just let it run. As I have tonight. When we get started on the people are so opinionated right now about Israel, when I have honestly never given 2 fucks about Israel. I don't care. And I've grown up with Jewish people. I know people who are practicing Jews, who are not practicing Jews, who are now Messianic Jews, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're just people.
Yeah.
I just don't want us to give them money anymore. That's literally all that started.
I'm on board with that. But see, I really don't give. See, here's my problem, right? Hey, we got Powder Dusty jumping on at the very last minute.
Bullshit.
Here's my problem. It's not my problem. Here's my point of view. I don't want to give anybody else any of America's money. Like, we're robbing American taxpayers to give to people who fucking hate us.
Yeah, we're buying the global reserve currency position.
Sorry?
We're buying our position as the global reserve currency. If we want the world to use the dollar so we can export our inflation, we need to,
We do that through oil. That's why the petrodollar works. We don't actually need to prop up everybody else's economy. As a matter of fact, we actually no longer prop up people's economies. We have an agency. It's called the something bank, and its entire purpose is if another nation's currency gets anywhere near ours or starts to be, its entire purpose is to undermine other countries' wealth. It's its entire purpose.
Yeah, we're doing that to the yuan right now.
I like that. That's cool.
You talking about the Bank of International Settlements? This is it. BIS.
Sorry.
Bank of International Settlements. Is that what you're talking about?
No, but that is part of it. No, it has a name, and I used to know it just like that. It's late, and I'm tired. I'll remember like as soon as I sign off of here.
And the only reason why I engage with the Israeli topic normally is because no one engages. No one will. The people who will say we got to stop funding Israel traditionally will not say the same thing about all the other foreign entities in which we fund.
I don't want to fund any of them.
And see, that's where I am. I'm like, hey, how about we fix our crumbling infrastructure? Why don't we secure our borders and things like that?
No, we don't need to fix our crumbling infrastructure. We don't need to do any of that shit. We need to abolish the Fed, get rid of the IRS, make politicians go back to having to beg for money, and the people and commerce will rebuild the infrastructure because we don't want to live in a shithole. That's that's literally how America was built. Why not go back to what worked?
Well,
that is exactly why we were able to grow so fast in World War II. Is we had so much internal wealth in the country, which is why I don't believe that we need to be the global currency anymore. I just
we're coming out of the Depression though, entering into World War II. World War II got us out of the Depression because of the military-industrial complex.
I don't
fully
agree with that. It assisted, but no, that isn't where. The fact that we won World War II and we didn't take the damage. We didn't take the damage, and we did actually contract a lot of the rebuilding of Europe and stuff. That's where our money was made. So it's it's a sophomoric view to just say, oh, it was the war that pulled us out. No, it was the victory that pulled us out of the Depression. And
it all played
honestly,
a part.
The
is the
Monroe
big thing.
Doctrine was probably one of the things that kept our Depression from going into a complete catastrophe. Okay, our efforts in maintaining stability in the Western Hemisphere of the Earth was paramount in keeping the bottom from going even further.
Yeah.
And I think we should return back to a more Monroe Doctrine style, because right now we have the evil China and the evil Russia all moving into South
We
America.
all got to have a boogeyman. There's always got to be the boogeyman.
Look, I just want to make North America America for one. I mean, look, I want to take Mexico as a colony. I want to colonize Cuba. I want to take the Frostbacks. I want to throw the fucking French out. They can go back to their wee Paris bullshit, and they can go be French Canadians over there.
Yeah.
You know, and I want the real Frostbacks to stay as American, you know, citizens, non-voting because they're a territory. You know, I want to make Greenland. I want the entire North American continental shelf.
Why stop there?
I want it all to be America.
I mean, we conquered the world once. You know,
Manifest Destiny 2.0.
2.0. Yeah. How are you, Dusty? It's been a minute.
Has it? I'm
is
fine.
that like a do-rag on your head? What's going on there?
This is a beanie.
Oh, it's a bean. I got you.
And a robbery mask.
out doing a little business, also known as crime tonight.
Whatever.
Whatever works for you there, pal. You know, it's all good. Nothing wrong with that.
I got you. It is cold. Dude, it got cold here in Tennessee, man.
Yeah.
It got colder here in Texas, too.
Yeah. We had that freeze like for 2 days straight. It almost killed my banana tree.
Oh, so I'm in OKC. It's supposed to get single digits tonight. So,
you know what I absolutely loved about coming away from Oklahoma and coming back to Texas? I looked 2 houses down and saw a dog barking and heard him barking, and I was like, fuck, dude, in Oklahoma, that wouldn't have happened because
all you can hear is the wind.
Uh-huh.
Look, they have a song and everything about it.
How does it go?
Yeah. Look, I live in a state that is so mediocre, even the symbol is just okay. But
That's true.
But I'm here because that's where the work is. If I had it my way, I'd probably be back home. I teach people how to maintain jet aircraft.
Are you at the UN-30 facility in Oklahoma?
So I work at the OCALC, which is the largest governmental military depot.
You're one of the depot trainers. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I worked for a little while on the other side.
I have a friend of mine who lives in Nebraska, and he works. He's in the Air Force, and he works he's a C-130 guy that is based in Oklahoma.
Okay, so there was a C-130 unit for the National Guard. They shut down the 130 unit, and they transferred over to KC-135s, and they now operate out of Tinker Air Force Base.
Well, he was in the Air Force, and not the National Guard.
There's no C-130 units that are Air Force in Oklahoma. He may have been on a C-17 or C-5 unit, which would be down at Altus. That'd be down in Altus, Oklahoma. That's a training facility where we train our air crews how to fly those aircraft.
I'd ask him, except he turned off his Facebook about a year ago and decided not to turn it back on. He's just like, fuck all y'all. And I had his phone number, but that was like 3 bones ago.
You know, if you're in the military and you're paying attention to social media, it's a rough time right now. I tell all military members, stay the fuck away from social media. That's how you ruin your career.
Yep.
A lot of people have ruined their careers over the years using. Luckily for me, when I was in, it was like just a very new thing, and X wasn't even around yet, I don't believe.
Yeah.
Or Twitter, I guess, back then. I just had my own personal Facebook, and they told us, OPSEC, don't tell anyone where you are. You could tell them after we leave, and so I didn't post pictures of anything until after we left port, and that was that, you know.
Yeah.
But,
Do you know,
yeah.
Jason? Do you know if they've gotten a single forklift over on the Frisbee area yet?
I mean, as part of the group that operates that, I don't know, but I know that there are plenty of means to move things available.
Right. Yeah. There's plenty of bodies to grab stuff that shouldn't be
Yeah.
grabbing shit that heavy. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I know I got a good estimate of what gets sent out to Ukraine because there happens to be one of the major logistical hubs for the United States Air Force. I work on that exact base, and all the artillery shells and missiles and stuff just happens to come through my base, and that's where they fly them out from. So it's when I hear people griping about a small country the size of New Jersey in the Middle East, yet I don't hear them gripe about the large corrupt country in Eastern Europe. I kind of go, meh.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the point. People feel like we're propping up that small New Jersey-sized country, but their GDP is well over the 3.5 that we pay, and the majority of that 3.5 goes to arms purchases from us. We're basically doing the same thing with our corn subsidies. So, meh.
Yeah. I think people get off in the weeds on a lot of the little things that don't matter so much.
And look, everyone's entitled to their opinion, you know.
I just don't have to listen to it or agree with it.
Well,
Oh, Bay Street Racer is back.
right,
$5 comes from BSR. Good to see you, my old friend. Good to see you.
So yeah, I swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution, which means I do support even the speech that I don't care for or whatever. And
you can support it without listening to it.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, and all I will do is say, well, you're entitled to your opinion, and
get the fuck out of my face now, because I don't want to hear it.
God bless. You
sure.
know.
Yeah, well, you say it in a nicer way. Fair enough. You're nicer about it. I'll just say it the way I mean it, which is get the fuck out of my face.
But for me, debate is one of the things that I find to be important, and being able to engage with difficult topics to speak of and do it in a diplomatic means, and to where I can get my point of view across, and maybe I can understand someone else's, so other people can be more informed about those viewpoints. I think that serves a broader purpose. That's why I do what I do.
Dusty, you look awfully bored.
I'm sort of multitasking.
You're what?
I'm sort of multitasking.
Oh my God! You're watching porn in the background.
I am watching porn in the background. I've actually jerked off twice since I got here.
Yeah.
So should we call you Speakeasy? Because that seems to be.
Oh yes! Oh, that was terrible. Damn.
Or Marte.
I hope you pay your child support at least.
That was cold.
I have custody of my kid.
Oh, Mazel Tov! That's awesome.
Mazel Tov.
Oh, geez.
Shots fired.
Right.
Well, look.
Damn.
When I get proof of juicy gossip, I have no problem mocking internet losers and moral frogs, because the people who want to tell me how to live, if their shit aren't in order, yes, I will mock that openly.
What a fucking... And that dude has so many people gunning for him right now. It's crazy. I love
Look, he has the worst people gunning for him. If you mess with the fuck people, if you deal with the Donna...
So,
if you get on the wrong side of it...
Paul guy popped up in my feed the other day. I've never heard of this person.
So I have been friends with AP.
Yeah,
I've known AP for like a decade.
Okay,
Like,
you're better friends with him than I am. I've known him for like, I don't know, a month.
Apparently, whatever has happened, AP has a bone to pick, or an axe to grind, or an axe to shatter bones.
He called
with Speakeasy. He is not
called his audience.
Dude.
Speakeasy called his audience PDF files, and if you're going to lobby that accusation against anyone, you better have your fucking ducks in a row, because AP comes from the original IBS, the original Internet Blood Sports, where not only did we find out who you were, We knew where you were, who you associate with, your credit score. Anything we can find to use against you, we would. When you mess with the fuck people, you are literally fucking with your future.
AP found the fucking, like, he's got Easy under so much scrutiny. They found the fucking herpy in the roof of his mouth when he was laughing.
Yes.
It's crazy. I'm not even kidding.
What the fuck?
And look, part two will be coming
link
out here shortly, and it's going to be amazing. But no, I've known AP from when he was doing the Blunt Stream days, before he even did work with the Gulf City Animation Group, which blew him up in popularity. No, I've interviewed him on my shows before. He's a great guy. He really is. Yeah, wrong person. Look, you don't go throwing that exact accusation out willy-nilly. And I know that's like one of the great things that people like to do these days. Oh, this guy is a diaper sniffer, and that kind of stuff. Look, maybe with some of you soft fucks that don't know, the older internet people will find everything about you and put it out there with the intent of you being harmed.
It's true.
I mean, it is. I got to be honest, man. It's some of the stuff, and I haven't even watched it. Like, I've only seen like when I roll over, when I scroll across it. I haven't had time to actually watch any of this stuff. But that Adonis Paul stuff is there. Is this what this link is?
Oh yeah, that's an Adonis Paul video.
Yeah.
So,
okay, cool. I'll watch that.
The AP video, the part one is just a getting to know you.
I just put back the herpy thing for.
Oh, gotcha. No,
okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah, So I don't know what in the world Speakeasy has done to anger that person. It makes more sense now, but I was like, holy crap!
Yeah.
Like, this guy's really pissed. Like,
the other thing that Easy has working against him that's probably adding fuel to the fire is he's got 2 baby mamas who run around the internet looking for people to torpedo at him.
Well, so Speakeasy is
that
now officially a locale. Yeah. So he has made locale status, and he will be milked until he runs dry.
I think what happened, if I saw it happen correctly, I think what happened was something that happens a lot with people who get into a certain group or a certain status or whatever. Like, they enter this mentality of, you're just a rando chat guy. I don't care about you. I'll say whatever, right? And might have said like the wrong thing to the wrong person,
well, I think it
or
started
the wrong thing to somebody that could dig up all kinds of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens.
I think so I think it started with Trippy. For some reason,
it did.
For some reason, Speakeasy went after Trippy, and Trippy was like, "What the fuck? I've always been cool with you."
Yeah, Trippy's a real nice guy.
Yeah,
I don't know
I like
any of
Trippy
y'all
and
like
very very patient. Like, he had to put Trippy so it was after the Sarah fallout, and the whole Andrew's narrative was, he called it nepotism, even though loyalty is the word that he's looking for. In group,
I agree.
And so then everybody was, there's a lot of people trying to demonstrate their nepotism, and Easy's one of them. And so Easy chose that stream to make a demonstration out of Trippy in front of Andrew.
Oh.
And Trippy actually played along with it for a lot longer than I thought he would, and then he got fed up with it. And while it was just Andrew and Trippy on stage and Easy, Trippy brought up the Lotion Gate. He's like, "Hey, there's that video out there, with you doing this. Look at me."
Yeah.
Now, I have seen that video. That's fucking hilarious.
Trippy, we all came up through the internet together in that Wild West time. We fought the Kumatards. If you don't know who Tonka Saw is, you'll find a lot of similarities between Squeak Easy and Tonka Saw is what he went by. People call him Donga because he likes to wrestle people He was a failed professional wrestler is the lore behind that one. But
I mean,
it's
so I don't know why. So for whatever reason, I do know that I was on there one time. Sorry, I got a message. I'll have to pay attention to in just 1 second. But it seems to me like, correct me, because I don't actually pay attention to this. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like that Speakeasy or somebody accused Trippy of not doing his own artwork or anything. And I actually talked to Trippy about how he did his animation and everything. He's like, oh yeah, I did all this stuff. I made, it took me a long time to learn it and all that.
He uses Adobe Animator and Photoshop.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's
cool. Because I do the same thing on the side.
Yeah, it's really cool. And somebody said that Adonis Paul had done it, or AP had done it, or whatever. And he's like, no, that's not what happened, or whatever. And Trippy was having a laugh about it. I saw like 3 minutes of this. I think it was on maybe the Powdered Dust, or Trippy's channel, whatever. The next thing I know, now I didn't know who Adonis Paul was. I still don't really. Next thing I know, Adonis Paul is showing up in my feed, and it is this ridiculous Speakeasy thing, which I have not watched all of.
You should watch it. It's
I watched
funny.
like the first couple minutes of it, and it's just like, I'm gonna have to dedicate some time to this. So it just seems like, why would you go out of your way to annoy people that have time enough to create comic book avatars?
Well, yeah. So as someone who does those animations, and I still have a lot of those animations up on my channel, to do an 8-minute video is over 40 hours worth of work. Just throwing that out there for those who don't know. Animation is very labor intensive. Adonis Paul is an entertainer. He is a comedian. He's an insult comic. And so, yeah, you're just that's what he does for money.
Hold the phone 1 second here.
Mm-hmm. I
was just DM'd that apparently Abe Dinkus slaughtered on VK last night. But very suspiciously, Easy found a way to keep Abe from winning the $1,000 prize and claimed it for himself last night. You're muted.
You're muted.
Why the fuck do any of you people still go over there? We've seen this happen before. This is not the first time this shit's happened.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm literally
So he is accused of taking $20,000 from a couple that supports him.
Who?
Holy shit!
Speakeasy. So there's a lot of accusation of him taking money from his, basically swindling money out of his audience.
That is fucking swindling money.
It is. It absolutely is.
Look,
why are you surprised? Why is anyone surprised?
Played my game. They get fucking paid if they win.
Yes, but people like that, you should not be surprised. This is not the first time this has happened.
I know that it's happened before, but I can't believe he would do it now. We caught him. Wally. That's the whole reason Wally was pissed at him.
But the lolcows, the lolcows, when they're being milked, they get sloppy, and right now he's being milked. AP is making a fortune off of him, literally making a fortune, and Speakeasy's career on the internet is done. He just hasn't gotten the time of death yet. He messed with the fuck people, and the fuck people fuck.
What? No, dude, if that is true, which I believe it is, because I noted the same thing. Mm-hmm. I noted the same thing, that every single time it was that it was going to be a big prize, this Cash App assassin would suddenly, take people out. All of this other bullshit where, whoever was supposed to win wouldn't win, or it would be somebody that would win, and all of a sudden it was somebody that never had, maybe just never got paid or whatever.
And it's always through Cash App, and he never shows his phone to show verification.
That's true.
So, if at least they use Streamlabs or something where it does automatic updates,
I just wouldn't think he would keep doing it. He's under so much scrutiny right now. Why would you
get away because he got away with it?
Yeah, he got away with it before, And even with the scrutiny he's under right now, he thinks he can get away with it. And even if he doesn't get away with it, who cares? His career
This
will be
message
over with
literally says, Abe won every debate he was in last night from the start. I've been keeping tabs on it for the last few weeks and trying to figure out his scheme this time, and called the outcome about 30 minutes into the start of VK and was plus or minus 90% accurate on the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucked up.
Yes.
That is fucked up.
Welcome to YouTube grifters.
I mean, yeah, consider this.
I'm a
This
little
is the
out of the
type
loop
of
on
person
this.
that, in the name of nepotism, which still blows my mind, in the name of demonstrating loyalty, demonstrated disloyalty to Trippy, who he'd been friends with for a long time, in order to try to make a display for Andrew. It's an inversion. These people are and by these people I mean him, Marte, the people who will betray themselves, they'll betray you in a heartbeat. If they'll betray themselves, they'll betray you.
Well, so
I
don't disagree with that.
That's so fucking low class, man.
No, it
I
is.
paid out every single person that's won on my show, with the possible exception of, I can't remember. I think Admiral Gibbs won once. But he won a couple of times, and I don't know if I paid him. He hasn't asked me for it or anything. I don't remember whether I paid him or not.
I'm supposed to pick it up for him.
Are you? Okay.
Right. Well,
You didn't pay me, but that's because I said roll it into subscription.
That's true. The only time, yeah, right. That was it. And I had a couple of people do that. They were like, "Hey, just roll it in," and we paid it out the next week. But JS got paid the next day last week. I paid him out the next. Then I pay everybody out. If I can, I pay him out the next morning, as soon as I wake up.
I personally, coming from like the old school bulletin board system guys. Jason, I don't know if you remember this era, if you were around during this era.
I love the old BBS times. Yeah.
Okay, you remember? I mean, you remember the gamers like. All right, so Destiny. I used to kick his ass all the time on Warcraft whenever we play what was that fucking map? It's turned into its own fucking game now. League of Legends, right? I used to annihilate that stupid fuck. Left and right. There was a StarCraft map that was big. I used to fucking annihilate that fucking retard. I didn't give a shit. It was fun. And I'd pick on him because he sucked so bad, right? Like, I'd pick on him for it. And so, like, I remember those days. When you fucked with people in those days, people found out shit about you, right? Like, so, like, for me, it was always, I want to see the evidence. I'm still that way. I want to see the evidence before I give judgment. Because you know as well as I do, everybody talked mad shit back then, but it was certain guys would be like, "Nah, here's the fucking proof."
Yeah. So basically, AP runs on the same level of proof that Medicare would. If anyone knew Jim Medicare brought them receipts.
All right.
Okay. AP is Jim Medicare with slightly less charisma, but they are the same. They are the same type of person. I don't really want to evolve
this into anything. I got you guys brought up Speakeasy. I got to.
Yeah, I would just want to see
message
proof.
about the money.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
It is bullshit, and basically Speakeasy is going to do himself in, and if he doesn't do himself in, then AP and the fuck people will do it for them.
It's a group effort.
You can't have a show where you promise to pay people based on the donations and then not pay the people out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got to pay people out, and if you tell your audience you're fixing
it, right? Like that's the other thing.
If you tell your audience you're going to do something, you should fucking do it. When I was streaming more, if I told my audience I was going to do something, they could bank on it. And if something slowed me up, I would put out a video telling them why. Or if I made a mistake in something, I would tell them where the mistake was, and things like that.
You will not get one over on your audience. There's too many people watching too much. That's what I tell people. They're like, ask for advice. I say, just be sincere. You'll
Be
get
honest.
caught if you're being phony or full of shit.
Yeah, I agree with Dusty. Guys, I'd love to extend this out. I can't. I got to go to bed. I've got to get up in the morning, do stuff with the family.
You got to go do your fuckboy duties. We get it.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Look, Cleaner's got to go do his too.
Fucking Dusty.
AP just showed.
Fucking Dusty.
Just showed.
I gotta. I mean, guys, you know, and to the people listening, you know, which I know, you know, look, I'm really annoyed with the drama bullshit. But it infuriates me. If it is true that Speakeasy is not paying people out, if he is going to his chat and getting soliciting donations from viewers, from his audience, and they're giving him money to give to those people who are participating, and those people get cheated, there's nothing lower I can think about than that. Bottom line, there's nothing else. There's no excuse.
Grid, we already know. You already know. Don't be daft.
I know. Look, I'm convinced. I will admit that I'm convinced because I think Speakeasy is a lying son of a bitch. But maybe other people aren't. But
I
if
just
he's
want to
actually-
see evidence. That's all.
Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate the tip off. I'm tuning in.
Yeah, get
Well,
the fuck out of here.
just watch the videos that AP put out. If that doesn't convince you, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
That's,
I'm going to get out of here. You guys have fun. I'm going to send you over to Andrew Wilson so he can grift you all and get all of your money that I didn't get, which I didn't get any stuff. And you guys have a great rest of your night. I'm out of here. As always, be cool. Wear the glasses; they're important. And go stand on Andrew Wilson.